What's up? What's up with it? Y'all already know what it is. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing with my partner, Monnie Brown TV. Y'all already know how I do. I don't watch reality TV. I watch boxing. There you go talking that boxing again. What's good with it, Money?
What's good? What's good with it, Brody?
Oh, man, you already know how we do.
Yeah,
How you feeling today?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good, dog. I can't complain. You're be blessed and highly favored around this bitch.
Yes, sir. Man, we got a whole lot to cook on, man. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on in the world of boxing.
A lot going on, dog.
A whole lot of bullshit going on. A whole lot going on. Just period.
And more to come.
Yes, sir.
Hey, did you see EJ? His workout is on Thursday.
You said it was on Thursday?
Yeah, press workout.
Nah, I didn't even know he had no press workout. Don't let me get on here lying and shit. Nah, hell no.
Yeah. That's on Thursday, dog. In 2 days.
Yeah, I ain't even see. I'm gonna have to go check that joint out. I know he look good, so I ain't even gotta ask you.
It's on Thursday, Negro.
You said he gonna have it on Thursday.
Yeah, it's on Thursday.
I'm like, how the hell I missed that? I thought you said he had it on Thursday.
I would have been shot for that shit.
Yeah, I'm like, man, the hell? I know I'm out the loop. What the hell's going on? And y'all already know what to do when you come in the building. Smash down on that like button.
X.
Straight up. We gonna get the show started soon. I'm just giving a chance, giving people a chance to let them know I'm in the building. Motherfucking YouTube don't be sending no notifications hardly. Silver 2011, what's happening with you? What's good with it? Yeah, man. What you got going on?
Man, chilling, dog. You know me, had to get done with that homework shit. Getting ready for this exam on the 20th. Trying to knock that out the way. That way I can start back in on this YouTube shit. Dropping video.
Gotta get the what's important out the way first.
Right, I've been going hard on YouTube. I've been just neglecting a little work like it ain't coming up.
Hey, man, it get like that sometimes, man. It's sometimes like, it feel like, I know you feel the same way. Sometimes I feel like I need two of me.
Yeah, dog.
For real.
Yeah.
Hey, shit, we here. Silver 2011, once again, shout out. He say, I'm very impressed by Terence boxing abilities. I think he gives anyone a big problem in the division. Yeah, for sure, man. We've been knowing that. We've been knowing that. I honestly, and I'm gonna get in when we start the show. When we start the show, Lord to the Game Boxing Talk. What's good with it, fam?
Lord to the Game, what's going down?
Yes, sir. Man, and honestly, I'm gonna get into all of that. But I know a lot of people probably gonna take this the wrong way, but take it how you want to. I wasn't impressed by nothing that Terence Crawford did because he was already impressive to me. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know. He's like he didn't do nothing that I haven't seen him do before. Mm-hmm. Really. That's just the honest truth. So, and it's not taking nothing away from Terence Crawford. It's just, it ain't nothing that I haven't seen him do before. He been impressive. He doesn't, surprise me. He doesn't surprise me. Now, what did surprise me is how Kell Brook, he looked good. Like, you know what I'm saying? He looked good, but his chin surprised me. And I'll get into that, a little bit later on when we do start the show. And like I said, when y'all come in the building, hit the like button. Mike Oliver, what's good? The former champ in the building. Mike Oliver, how you been, man? How you been?
Going down, Mike Oliver.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. And like I said, I'm gonna get into that a lot more later on. I know Money, I know he gonna get into it. We gonna get into that, but like I said, we're gonna start the show real soon, just giving people a little bit more time to, get in the building, get some of these notifications, let them know that we in the building. What's good with it, Batman? What's happening with it?
Man, the bet in the building, the Batmobile building slid through this thing. Bet, what's going down, Brody?
Yes, sir. Loyal to the game boxing. He says Kel still has skills, but no punch resistant anymore. Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that, man. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that, dog. Cause after a fight, I think rightfully so, you have to give the you got to give the victor his flowers, without no excuses. And I did that the other night when I after the fight, and I'm still gonna do that. But with doing that, we gotta keep it 100 too. You know what I'm saying? Cassandra Mason, the queen in the building. What's happening?
Cassandra, what's going down, sweetheart?
Yes, sir. We just started, Cassandra. So Cassandra, you know what I'm saying? She one of the women that's late for everything. You know what I'm saying? Cassandra gonna be late for her own funeral, but today she actually showed up on time. But I can't talk because I'm late for my own show every day. So shit.
But she always comes.
Me and Cassandra about on the same page.
All right. But the thing is, she coming though. That's one thing you know.
Yeah.
She just like to make it
from day one.
She do that on purpose. Keep trying to make a little interest. You know how that be.
Yeah, she want to make her interest. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm late, but man, Cassandra, how's it going out there in that Cincinnati, Ohio, the home of Daddy? Daddy, brush my hair, Daddy. And then why you be looking like that in the corner?
Look at John. Look at Batman, dude.
Hey. Yeah, man. Batman talking about trying to see what y'all gotta say on Bum Bash Ass Bud Crawford. I ain't gonna get on him like that, man. I'm gonna give that man his respect. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was gonna do. A man is only as good as his words. And my words was that if Bud Crawford went and beat Terence Crawford in an impressive fashion, that I was going to do, you know what I'm saying, that I was going to give him all the respect in the world. Because I wasn't one of the ones that was crying about, oh, why is he fighting Kell Brook? This, and that. I wasn't saying that. So I can't change my tune after the fact. You feel me? I'm not going to change my tune after the fact. I'm going to give Bud all of his respect that he deserved. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm not going to sit up here at the same time and do like some of these niggas is doing and acting like he just went in there and beat Errol Spence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They overpraising.
A lot of niggas is overdoing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give Bud his respect that he deserved. But at the same time, I'm not going to overdo this shit. A lot of niggas is, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy because it's the same cats that was saying before how washed up Kell Brook was. That don't make sense to me. I wasn't one. I sent you a stay ready. I know you probably working, but I did send you a link. And send 503 a link, Money, if you can.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. But I wasn't one of the ones that was shitting on Kell Brook or the Kell Brook fight. But a lot of you niggas that was shitting on Kell Brook, talking about how he was washed up and he wasn't the same fighter and this and that. As soon as Terence Crawford beat him, you acting like, he beat the best fighter in the world right now. So let's give him his praise. He looks special like he always do, but let's not go overboard with the shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's not go overboard with the shit. So, man, let's get the show started, man. The first thing I want to talk about, man, is boxing, man. How boxing is on some bullshit, dog. If any of y'all got to see the co-main event with Jason Maloney and Franco. What's the dude first name? Joshua Franco?
Yeah.
With Joshua Franco, right? Now, this shows how boxing is on some bullshit, right? Jason Maloney, he got beat up bad last time by Joshua Franco. He had a lot of excuses, He had a lot of excuses on the reasons why Joshua Franco was able to beat him and take his title. So when I'm watching the build up, I'm thinking like, this motherfucker is not want to admit that he was just beat by the better man that night. He having a million excuses. So when you give a million excuses like that, whether they are the truth or they just excuses, you have to be able to back it up. So, I was interested in watching that fight to see if he was going to back up what he was saying. And Money, the man backed it up as soon as the round started. He came out blazing. He came out, hitting Franco with throwing, letting his hands go, throwing all types of combinations. He came out with a stiff jab. He looked good. And as long as it lasted, Franco didn't really have no answer to him. He just looked like he was outclassed and outmatched. Jason Maloney clearly hit the man with a stiff uppercut, followed by a stiff jab, followed by another stiff jab, which they showed, which cut his eye. Now, the referee and the ref had ruled it a headbutt, right? So, being a ref, you're only a human. You can make mistakes. He ruled it a headbutt, and the thing about boxing that's supposed to be the good thing about boxing now is you got instant replay. So instant replay, what do? They go back, and they look at it to make the correct, the correct decision on instant replay. Well, anyway, so we all saw that they ruled it ahead, but Franco wasn't able to continue after what was that? 2 rounds?
2 rounds.
Really? Yeah, after 2 rounds, the doctor said that,
it was just 1 round.
Yeah.
No, it was 2. It was 2. Yeah,
After 2 rounds, the doctor said that Franco wasn't able to continue. You know what I'm saying? So they stopped the fight on the headbutt. So when they stopped the fight on the headbutt and it's only 2 rounds in, it's a no contest. So Joshua Maloney, he pissed off. Of course he pissed off, right? Because he know that it wasn't no headbutt that caused that cut. So what do? They go to the replay, Money. And okay, cool. They going to the replay. They got to get this right now. That's what replay is for. If you make a mistake, go to replay and see what really happened. This is how fucked up boxing is. They go to the replay. They took about 30 minutes. When they took that long, you knew they was going to be on some bullshit, first of all. Right. It didn't take that long to see that Franco didn't get hit with no head, but it was a punch that, split that closed this shit up, right? They look at the replay for over damn near 30 minutes. They come back and they still didn't get the correct call. They seen it. They knew what it was. This politics of boxing is fucked up, it just shows how fucked up boxing is. If you're going to do shit like that, what do you have instant replay for? What you got instant replay for? If the right call is right in your face, you see it, you just slowed it down 1,000,000 times to see it, right? And you still don't get the call right. But that show you that they just put that shit in for a front. They put that shit in for a front because they still not doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They still not doing what's right, even with instant replay. That's some bullshit, man. Boxing is corrupt on so many angles. Like it's so corrupt on so many angles. Like in the thing that I didn't even really talk about, Money, is they stopped the fight, right? They stopped the fight, but I've seen hundreds of fights with motherfuckers that had eyes worse than that. 2 eyes closed and they still let them fight. Man, go back and look at some of Kevin Kelly's fights back in the day. But you stopped that. And I'm not saying like that. It just don't make no sense. It don't add up to me. Because I'm not saying this, I wasn't fucked up, but I've seen way worse than that. And I think everybody on here has seen way worse than that. So you stop that. Just say that you don't want to. I mean, if you didn't want the fight to end on that, if you didn't want the titles to change hands on something like that, well, then make him keep fighting. Don't stop the fight and then blow the fucking call when you see what's going on. That was some bullshit, man. And let me get through some of these comments real quick, Money, and I'm gonna let you, cook on that. Cause man, we all saw that bullshit, dog. We all saw it. Let me see. Syndicate J off in the building. What's happening with it? Let me see. Don Reek says Colchester, England off in the building. My fam Shamar Parker, what's happening with it? Corey Moe in the building. CB Sports TV says Spence is number 1 at 147, period. We're going to get into that. We're going to get deep into that situation. Roxanne says he needs to appeal it. I mean, I guess so. They seen it on camera, so yeah, you right. Excuse me. Batman says how he had 2 of the top 5 welterweights trying to fight him, but I know their excuse don't number. He says, I know excuse don't number of them. He says have straps, but Kel, Jose, and Amir have no fucking straps, so people can miss me with this Bud pound for pound shit. Donald Crosby, what's happening? KG Alexander, what's good with it? He says that shit had me highly confused. Real shit. Darren Francis says every referee different, in Fury versus Wilder 1 fight should have been stopped. Don Reek says, look at Badu Jack and Tyson Fury, absolute bullshit. It's been so many fights. I could go all day. It's been so many fights that we've seen, injuries in eyes worse than that. Darren Francis says, look at Bradley versus Povetkin. Yeah, real shit. Stormy B-Man, what's happening? Off in the building. Willis Corey says he clearly been jabbed up through the whole first round. Yeah, he was jabbed up through the whole first round. Don Reek says, yeah, the fight should have been stopped. Darren Francis is he talking to Don Reeks. Now, y'all hit the like button too. Y'all hit the like button if you on Facebook and watching. If you're not a subscriber to Everything Boxing and Sports on YouTube, go over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel Everything Boxing and Sports, and then go subscribe to Monnie Brown TV. Me and Money got some big things coming for y'all, coming for everybody real soon, and keep on the lookout. So Money, what you got to say about that whole situation, man?
Man, that was an easy call to get right, Key. That was so, and what what I was so pissed off about. They never showed us the headbutt, dog. Like we kept watching the fight. I think they replayed the whole fight like 3 times or 2 times or some shit. But I seen the punch that caused the cut and the swelling. You know what I'm saying? I seen the punch, but they didn't even give a man time to even start trying to take the swelling down. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing. When you punch somebody right there and it cut and it starts swelling, it's from the punch. It's from the damn punch. Stormy B was going down, OG. It's from the punch. Let's just say whether a headbutt did occur somewhere around the fight. It's still the cut and the swelling started from the punch. So we all know if a cut or anything happened, they'll have to stop a fight over a punch. Then the person who caused the situation should be the victor, dog. Now, if it was a headbutt, it goes to and it's under 4 rounds and it's a no contest. If it's over 4 rounds, then you go to the scorecards. But we know that shit was called by a punch, man. And when I seen my man Maloney, he was jumping up and down happy and shit. I say, man, I don't know what you jumping up and down for, bro.
Yeah. It's the same shit.
Yeah, I said they finna try to do you, dog. They finna go. He did that because then he calmed down. He thought about it, like, what the fuck could have happened? And when they were just taking so long, dog, they was taking so long over something so simple, like, bro, everybody looking. I know. If we did a poll, maybe 99.9 people would have said the punch caused the damage. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking like, man, like, and then when I seen was it Jay Nady? I know it was Robert Bird. I think it was Jay Nady, if I'm not mistaken. Tapped the head, but when he tapped his head, I said, "Oh my God, there goes some bullshit, man." You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, man. How can y'all sit up there and say that was a head? But now I do remember seeing somebody say it was a head, but somewhere around the first round, you know, but 220 something. But I didn't go back and see it. But I know I seen the jab, dog. His jab was on point. Like Maloney came out ready, like you said, kid, and I was looking like, God damn, Franco, like he whooping your ass, dog. Like this early on, like he didn't have no answer, bro. Like Maloney was on his shit, dog, whooping his ass, dog. And this man, I actually seen, like I'm looking, dog, like I'm looking, and I'm like, man, they go the punch right there. They even showed the fucking replay of when he punched him in the fucking eye, and he got the blink, and then you see the swelling start occurring around the eye. Like, so that came from a fucking headbutt. Like, come on, man. They played that man so hard, dog. Like, that was some bullshit, man. I really was pissed off about that shit, dog, because shit like that, listen, and I won't be mad at Maloney, man, for cussing their ass out, telling them fuck them, because they did rob that man out his night. For him to lose his scrap the first fight, to come back and do what you do in the second fight, dog, you put in all that hard work. You know what I mean? These fighters put in hard fucking work, dog. First of all, you got to go through the misery of you losing your title. Like you say, Keith, even though you're making excuses, you know you go get scrutinized. Motherfucker gonna call you this, that, and the third. Oh, you making excuses? You got to go through all that little pain, all that little hurt, and then you put in all the work and shit to get back into the ring with this man. You do get back into the ring with him. You whoop his ass, because the way that fight was shaping up, Maloney would have stopped his ass anyway, because he was beating his ass, dog. Or Julio was gonna take a ass whooping for 12, but the way it was shaping up, dog, you can tell that man was gonna be the victor that night, man. He was the better man that night. He was in shape. He was ready. And for them to go out there and take that shit away from you like that, dog, when you put all that hard work in, dog, that shit, besides the paycheck, and you don't even give a fuck about the money at that point, because you know for a fact that you won your fucking title back. And that's honor and dignity right there. You know what I'm saying? And they took that away from that man, dog. And that was a fucked up night. I'm with you. Boxing was on some bullshit that night, man. That man deserved to be the winner. He should have had his scrap, and they could have ran it back for a third time. You know what I mean? But now they done took the man opportunity away, man, which is some bullshit in my opinion.
But now it's a rematch that got to happen. You know, so I mean, it's probably more money for boxing. I mean, for them, for the promoters, I don't know, but I mean, it shouldn't even have to be that. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't even have to be that. And you know what's crazy? I almost was finna bet on Franco, because when I seen the first fight, I'm like, he beat the shit out of Jason Maloney. It ain't no way. I don't give a fuck what excuses he made. It ain't no way that he come in the ring and, you know, change that up all the way. And he showed that whatever excuses he was making, you know, it wasn't excuses. It was real, because he showed he was better.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I lean like I had it close, but like I said, I leaned towards Franco as well. I said Franco will get it, and then you know we got Robert Garcia in the corner. Robert, a good ass coach, you know what I'm saying. But I ain't gonna lie. I lean towards Franco, but I knew Maloney. You know he could have came back and got his shit, but I didn't expect Maloney to come out on fire like that. I ain't gonna lie. He came out on fire on his ass. Yeah, and you know us, Keith, we know boxing. When I seen that, I said, man, Maloney could have beat the shit out of this boy.
Yep. But in the beginning, I'm like, oh shit. Soon as after the first round, I'm like, yeah. I'm glad I ain't bet. You know, because but I mean, the pandemic, you know, maybe, you know, like you said, it's a whole lot of shit that was going on, you know, during that first fight. You know, a whole lot of things, you know, especially with him coming from England, from the UK, and with the, you know, they had a complete lockdown, and all of that stuff affects a fighter.
All right. Smooth Group Box, what's going down, fam? We know I ride for Dallas Champ. What's going down?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Let me get through some more of these comments, and we're gonna get into, you know, we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty. Get down to it. Hold on. Let me see. Willis Corey says his face was just soft going into the fight, a weak training camp. Corey Moore says, hey, Keon. He says, when is everything boxing apparel gonna be ready? Man, soon. We was actually, man, me and Money was just actually talking about all of that, man. We both got a lot of shit coming for y'all, for real, for real.
Thanks.
Smooth Groove Boxing. Salute from that Dallas, Texas. Smooth Groove, he said, new sub, love the content. We appreciate you. For sure. Yeah, so man, let's get into it. Money. So Terence Crawford, the fight. Let's break the fight down first. So going into this fight, myself, I said that this was a very intriguing fight for the simple fact is that I felt that we know what Terence Crawford. I said we know what we're gonna get from T-Bud. We know what Terence Crawford we gonna get. He always gonna be in shape. He always gonna be a beast in the ring. My whole thing is that we didn't know what type of Kell Brook we was gonna get. We didn't know if we was gonna get a washed up, tired Kell Brook, drained Kell Brook at 147 because he hadn't fought in the weight class in over 3 years. We didn't know what type of Kell Brook we was gonna get. Kell Brook came out. He was telling us that this was the best shape, that he was in his whole career. He was saying that he feel excellent. All of this, right? He wasn't making no excuses. So I said, well, if he not making no excuses, whatever happened, whatever the outcome is, if he win or lose, we can't make no excuses for him. We only can take a man for his word. He said that he feel good. He says this is the easiest he's made to wait, this, and that, right? He said that. So, it was interesting. I was excited about this fight because I really wanted to see how Kell Brook looked. And then I wanted to see how Terence Bud Crawford was going to look against Kell Brook that was in his prime, if he was in his prime. My whole thing is that if we gonna get the same Kell Brook that was, in 2016 and 2017, could Kell Brook be that same man? We didn't know. It was a whole bunch of speculation. Most people thought, he wasn't the same fighter that he was shot, but we had never seen him lose to anybody but Errol Spence and Triple G. And he had lost no fight since 2017. Even though he didn't really look good in his fights at 154. When he moved up, he didn't really look good, but it could have been okay. Well, maybe he needs to be fighting at 147. Maybe 147 is the weight class that he needs to be at. So there's a whole bunch of different variables to this fight that we just need to see play out, right? So going into the fight, I told everybody, I told my man that I was watching the fight with, because he ain't know about boxing. He ain't know about neither one of them. And he was like, so what's going to happen? Well, who's going to win? This, and that. I said, look, after 2 rounds, I'll be able to tell you. I said, after 2 rounds, I'll be able to tell you. And I explained to him like the thing with the situation with Kell Brook not fighting in the weight class and and not looking, as good as he had looked, since 2017, 2016. And I explained to him the whole thing. I explained to him who Terence Crawford was and how he was considered the #1 pound for pound by a lot of the fighters. And so I told him, I said, after the second round, I'll be able to tell you who's going to win this fight. Right. So after the second round, I'm looking and I'm watching everything. And I see that I had Kell Brook up. I see that Kell Brook is timing Terence Crawford and he's hitting him with a stiff jab. Right. But that didn't really mean shit to me, because after the second round, I told him, I said, you know what? I said, Bud about to fuck him up. I said, Bud Crawford is finna fuck him up. I said, he was like, nah, well, he was like, the guy with the big guy, the guy with the muscles, he looks like he's winning the fight to me. I said, yeah, he is winning. I said, but I see right now that Crawford is about to fuck him up. And the reason I saw that is because I saw that Kell Brook was timid. Okay, I saw that Kell Brook was nervous to go in. I saw that Kell Brook was he had made up his mind that he wasn't going to be aggressive. You know, if you go back and watch Kell Brook in his prime when he fought Errol Spence, when he fought Triple G, even, you know, Sean Porter, he starts early. He'll jump out on you. You know what I'm saying? He's going to attack you early. And with Terence Crawford, you could tell he was scared. You know what I'm saying? He was, I don't want to use scared, but he was tentative to jump on Terence Crawford. And that's why Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? He was tentative to jump on him. He didn't want to, you know, he was nervous. He was nervous to jump on him. And you could tell that because he wasn't fighting like he usually does, you know, and that let me know that he didn't have the confidence that he did before. And it has everything to do with who Terence Crawford is. You know, it has everything to do with who Terence Crawford is. So if he had been in there with somebody else that didn't bring that type of aura that Terence Crawford brings that dog aura. You know, if he didn't bring that, maybe Kell Brook would have been more confident. But I give Terence Crawford the credit, you know, for making Kell Brook less confident. Right? He wasn't confident. You can see it right off that he did not go in there and fight the dude. Yeah, he was winning, but he was winning trying to stay on the outside and time Terence Crawford. He was cool with just using his jab in a straight trying to catch him. He didn't want to go in. And Terence Crawford, being the dog that he is, he can smell that shit. He smelt that pussy. You know what I'm saying? He smelt that pussy leaking. He smelt that. And when a dog smell you blood, he gonna jump on him. Terence Crawford figured him out, and he switched to southpaw, but that's not only what he did. Like I said, he smelt that shit. So he know, okay, this dude, he just gonna sit back and try to time me, and he not gonna come in and get aggressive like I seen him do when he fought Errol, like I seen him do when he fought Triple G, like I seen him do when he fought Sean. Oh, he don't want to come in. I really don't got nothing to worry about. All I got to do is figure out how to get around his jab because he's not being aggressive. And when he figured that out, I knew it was over with. You know, after the second round, I knew that it was over with. I didn't know how long the fight was going to last, but I knew Terence Crawford was going to get in his ass. And that's exactly what he did. But the biggest, so that was the first biggest key that I seen in the fight. And the second biggest key that I seen in the fight is when that punch landed. It wasn't the hardest punch. It wasn't the hardest punch. People could lie and you know what I'm saying and bullshit all they want. Terence Crawford, he landed a solid. It was kind of like a jab hook. I mean, if that's what you want to call it, it's kind of like a jab hook. He caught him right up under the right up under the eye socket. And Kell Brook didn't have no punch resistance. I've seen Kell Brook get hit with way cleaner shots than that. Like if you look at the punch, Terence Crawford didn't even get full extension on the punch. That's how I know that it wasn't the most devastating punch. He didn't hit him on the jaw, and you know, it wasn't the most devastating punch. But I'm like, damn, Kell Brook don't have no type of punch resistance anymore. And you know, Terence Crawford showed that and another thing I said when I was watching the fight, once Terence Crawford hurt him, I said it's over with. He was like, nah, you dude got up. I said, no, it's over with. I said, because Terence Crawford, once he has you hurt, he finna finish you off. It ain't no, he gonna go in there and you know, throw jabs and try to, you know, save himself from getting caught with a big shot. No, he a fucking dog, and he finna go in there and dog you out and get you up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford, by far, if not the best finisher in boxing, right? He is one of the best finishers in boxing. Him and Deontay Wilder, both of them, him and Deontay Wilder, if they get you hurt, it's over with. You done. Because they're going to do everything they can to kill you. They smell blood, and they're going to get you up out of there. When you hurt, don't get hurt if you're in the fight with Deontay Wilder and Terence Crawford. It's over with. You might as well just go home. Because once they get you hurt, they're going after you, and they're going to get you up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Terence Crawford. He did his thing. Kell Brook, he looked like the same fighter. Like I said the other night, he looked physically like the same fighter. You know what I'm saying? I think he was able to physically do all of the same things with the same speed, the same punch power, the same accuracy that he was able to do when he was in his prime. But the thing is he wasn't in his prime mentally. He has one, like I said the other night, once a man gets in his head that he can be beat. See, back when he was fighting Triple G and Sean Porter and Errol Spence, he still had in his head that he could not be beat by another man. That confidence is a lot. Confidence is everything in boxing. Once you lose that confidence in yourself, you done lost it. And I knew that he didn't have the confidence in himself by the way that he approached the fight when the bell rang. You know what I'm saying? Once he didn't approach the fight the same that he did when he fought other top level competition. You can go back and see it. Go back and watch it. You know, this ain't no bullshit I'm talking. These is big facts. So, and it is what it is, but Terence Crawford was the reason behind that. And we got to give that man his props. But let's stop acting like Terence Crawford went out and beat the number 1 pound for pound or number 2 pound for pound guy in all of boxing. Let's give him his props, but let's not overdo it. That's all I'm saying. But Money, go ahead and let me get through some of these comments real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go ahead and cook, Money.
All
right. Let me see. Don Reek says, nah, that's weak. He got up and was fine after that. It's the 12th round. Don't stop the fight. 12th round when it was first time. I don't know. Willis Corey says his face was just soft going into the I think them, I don't know. I think they talking about something. I read them actually. Smooth Groove Boxing says Kell Brook hasn't been the same. All fighters gonna say it was best camp of the. He says all fighters gonna say it was the best camp of their lives. That's true. They always say that shit. He says I saw a washed up Brook, but was easily hit with the with Brook jab. He said Bud was easily hit with Brook jab. He says I see Spence eating in this fight. Fight Night Elite, what's good with it? He says Kell was get damaged goods. He got dismantled by 135 pounders jab. It's time for him to hang him up. G Garcia, what's good with it? He says he tapping in. Loyal to the game. He says that's correct. Tom Reed says the punch that hurt Brook was basically a jab. I know Bud fans want Bud to get his just due, but I think it's very possible that Brook was a shot fighter. Tom Reed says Brook's skills were sharp, but he couldn't take the punishment. Yeah. Smooth Groove Boxer says anchor punch. He said it was an anchor punch. Fight Night Elite says not the hardest punch by far. Brook is finished. Yeah. Real A says Spence still number 1 in welterweight until we see how he do against Danny. Malachi Walker says, what's good, fam? He says, now we have to talk about December the 5th with man down going against Swift. He says, when we don't know, when we don't know what Spence we're going to get after the accident, hope he mentally stable and ready. Fight Night Elite says, I got 1,000 on Spence. Man, I hope them betting odds go down, man, because yeah. Fight Night Elite says, if I don't win, I'm gonna need a roommate. Hey, man. I feel you, dog. Darren Francis says, Don Reeks, I'm refusing. Oh, okay. They talking to each other. So go ahead and cook on this situation, Money. What you seen in the fight, this past weekend?
Breaking down the fight, me myself, I already picked Crawford to win that bitch. But I didn't expect Crawford to win like that in that fashion. You know what I'm saying? Forced early knockout. Now breaking down the fight, Brook was in good shape, man. I ain't gonna sit up here and make no excuses. The man was in good shape. I'm gonna take the man for his word, dog. He was in great fucking shape. You know what I'm saying? He's saying he was in the best shape of his life. He looked like he was in the best shape of his life. When he was in there, he was having success against Crawford, dog. That motherfucker was in there. He had a good, strong jab. His 1-2. What Kell Brook was a solid, strong 1-2 puncher, dog. With the European style of fight. That's his style of fight. But I knew once Crawford started timing that shit, and like the first 3 rounds, it always go like that for Bud, dog, because he's not a fast starter. We know Bud is a slow starter, so I'm not really impressed with people. I ain't gonna say I'm not impressed with people doing it in the first 3 rounds because they having success, and I'm gonna get them that. But I wait till to get to the 6th round and after the 6th round to see how you do with Terence Bud Crawford when that motherfucker heat up and see if you can handle this motherfucking offense. Because once Bud turn that offense on, it's hell for anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's hell for anybody. I don't care what nobody says. You feel me? So when Bud was out there, figuring them out, and like Bud told him, I was trying to time you coming in, you was trying to time me coming in, you know what I mean? But you was being patient. So I had to switch my offense up on your ass, you know what I mean? So, Bud came out orthodox, figuring them out as he do with everybody else, trying to figure out what's going on in that bitch. And then when he switched southpaw, he started turning it on, started getting his distance. But what you're saying was, as Bud started turning on his offense, Kell Brook saying he was trying to match that shit. At first, he was saying and that's how I knew Bud, even though Kell Brook was having success, Bud was still controlling the pace of the fight because Kell Brook was reacting off what Bud was doing. So if Bud was slowing, like if he was being unthinking and being smart, Kell Brook was right there thinking and being smart. If Bud turned it up a little bit, then Kell Brook tried to turn it up a little bit. So it's turned it like that, and Bud started letting that offense go on his ass, and Kell Brook tried to keep up. And in a moment of trying to keep up, because like I say, some people could have had Brook up 2-1, you know what I'm saying? Crawford up 2-1. Some people saying they had Brook winning all 3 rounds. But my thing was when Crawford started turning it up, Kell Brook started trying to turn it up. And when he started, you know what I mean, his ass ran into something. He like what made the punch even hurt even more because Brook ran into the motherfucker, you know what I mean? And it was coming with power. It was coming with power because he didn't get full extension, but them short shots hurt, dog. Them motherfuckers hurt. They strong shots. They don't get full extension on them. But if you running into that motherfucker, you make it that much more stronger. That's why he bounced back like he did. You know what I mean? So he actually ran into the punch. And Bud is a little strong motherfucker, man. Like we got to start giving him his credit. We can't keep saying, this, that, and the third. Like he told Dre, they don't know how strong I am. They be speculating. The dude is strong, man. I'm not gonna sit up here. I'm tired of saying he's a little dude, the power, this, that, man. He knocked out every motherfucker he faced at welterweight. Regardless, I want to say the competition was upper echelon, this, that, and the third. It was stiff competition. You know what I mean? It was stiff competition, and he knocked these motherfuckers out. You know what I mean? That stands for something to me. You know what I mean? So with that being said, Kell Brook, he was strong, solid, came in to fight. You know what I'm saying? Could have had a longer training camp. That's not. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I think he had like 7 to 8 weeks, but he was already training. But training for Bud, it's one thing to be training, but it's another thing to get right for your opponent, to figure him out, this and that, especially somebody like Terence Bud Crawford. You're going to need your whole 12 for training and just going over tape, trying to work out a game plan. You know what I mean? Brook didn't have the best of the coaches in there to really put together a game plan. He put a team together. You know what I'm saying? Did what he did the best he can do in 7 weeks, if that's what I want to say. But I'm not gonna take no credit away from Bud Crawford. He went in there dog ass shape as usual. Majority of everybody was picking Bud to win, so it wasn't really like, it was a crazy thing that Bud won. But the fashion he won, knocking him out in the 4th round, is impressive. I give him that. He caught his ass on the chin. I mean, right on the little face point, like we say, short, like you say, a turning short jab, whatever you want to call a punch. I'm gonna say it was a jab. A strong ass jab. I'm just gonna say a strong ass jab that caught him and knocked his ass back. And like you say, Keith, Bud, one of the best finishers in boxing, dog. And I knew it was over as well, especially when he hit him with the 1 punch, when he faked his ass out and caught him on the shit. But I was a little taken by it. And Kell Brook, he had to be dazed like a motherfucker because don't sit up there and you hurt and not grab him. You physically strong enough to jump in and grab this motherfucker. But he didn't try to do that, which let you know that he had to be really, really hurt, dog. So it was a hell of a performance by Bud, dog. I got to give him his credit, all the credit in the world. You know, keep him on the pound for pound #1 list for now until I'm gonna see what EJ do. You know, December the 5th, and I know, you know, I'll be going back and forth, man. I don't want to contradict myself because I say I'm gonna leave Bud there. But if EJ come out here, dog, I had to really think about this. EJ come out here and dog walk Danny and somehow stop Danny Garcia, dog, I'm gonna have to jump my man to #1. You know what I'm saying? And this is no knock on Bud. Bud to be a #2. You know, so it's gonna come down to the EJ performance over Danny. So who gonna be 1 and 2? You know what I'm saying? If Earl beat Danny, Earl go to #2, or Earl to me, because I got Bud, Canelo, EJ #3. You know, so it's gonna be some furniture moving around this motherfucker after December the 5th. But man, salute to Bud Crawford, dog. All the respect in the world, man. He went out there, did what he had to do in impressive fashion. Ain't gonna take nothing away from the king. He's a fucking dog. He's an animal, and it's gonna take an animal to kill an animal. You know what I'm saying? And Errol Spence is that animal. You feel me? So we gonna see what goes down in that shit. You know, Kell Brook came. He was ready. Came up short. Go back to the drawing board. Let's see what his career go from here. But we know where Bud going.
Yes, sir. Salute to Curtis Anderson, the boxing historian. Hey, man. Hey, Kurt is amazing for real shit. Everything else aside, man, Kurt, he knows so damn much. I'm like, man, how does this man know this stuff?
Like the back of his damn head, because
you can name out any year about any fighter, and he gonna break it down and tell you like it was yesterday.
And I'm talking about this ain't no Google or none of that shit, nigga. He gonna tell you about the fight. He gonna tell you about who he fought. He gonna tell you about the knockout, the punch, the referee. He gonna tell you what type of sodas they were selling back then, what type of hot dogs, the bread. You understand me? What clothes they was wearing? Man, Kurt go break that shit down like
that's amazing, man. And being boxing heads, man, you gotta respect that. You gotta respect.
Yeah, man. Nothing but respect for the great Curtis Anderson. I'll put him up against anybody, dog. But yeah. Kurt Crawford #1 pound for pound for now.
Definitely.
I'm never taking that away from him.
Yeah, I got Crawford #1 pound for pound. And Lucia Johnson, what's good? She says, she says, KT, she says, you know, I had to come here. She said, while y'all speaking about Bud, you know, Lucia, she from right there, you know, from Bud's neighborhood, you know. Shout out to Lucia Johnson.
Salute,
Lucia don't play when it comes to Bud.
Hey, you shouldn't, Lucia, because y'all got a motherfucking killer right there in Omaha. Y'all got a nigga that's a franchise in Omaha, and you're supposed to ride for him. You feel me? Don't give a fuck no ride for yours, Lucia. You're not gonna respect that. Ride for it.
Hey, but you know what, dog? As far as the #1 pound for pound, and we're gonna get into that. Right now, I got Bud. But I got Bud at #1, right? But it's up to Errol Spence. And it's up to Canelo to take that. He got it right now. He got that. They got to come take that. And we're going to get into how they can take that. My perspective of how they can take it, you know, in a minute. But let me get through some of y'all comments. And personally, Money, I think that I've seen, it's not that I think, I know for a fact, Bud is strong as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
And not that Key, I don't mean to stop you, but that motherfucker is mean, dog. Listen, when he ran up on Kell Brook, bro, and we already know how mean, but I'm talking about just look at his face, dog. Look at I'm looking at, because you know I watched the fight about 6-7 times now. I was at 5 with Blue, but I watched it over again, bro. Bud just looking at his ass like when he hit his ass, boom, he hit his ass on the chin. Boom, but Bud,
what you respect though? Look at his mama, dog. Look how mean she is.
The Bud wanted to kill that nigga, dog.
That's how he raised. He was raised like that, you know.
Oh yeah, nigga, I never try to play with Bud in the streets, boy.
Yeah, he was raised like that, no mercy. But you know,
in the face.
That's all come about how you was raised. I know what that's about. You know what I'm saying? I know what that's about, dog. You know, but he was raised like that, dog. And that's just what it is. When it's time to go to war, you know, he gonna be the meanest nigga on the block.
The meanest nigga on the block.
No mercy.
Ain't gotta be like that in the boxing game. You gotta be like that in the boxing.
He that cat that's gonna knock you out and keep stumping you afterwards.
Yeah. Or knock you out. Or keep knocking you out and keep just punching you in your shit. You know, I'm over to hit you. Fall like, man.
But yeah, man, he's strong as hell, dog. I always known that he was strong. Just because he wiry in size, like, you know, just because he long and lanky, it don't mean he ain't strong. See, you know what I'm saying? He's strong. And
strongest niggas though. Niggas built like Bud and
yeah, some of them be the strongest cats. He's strong. But
and muscle.
And you know what I'm saying? He got that wrestling background. You got to be strong to be a good wrestler like that. Period. Yeah. So but the thing is that I'm not gonna sit here and act like that was the biggest shot I've seen Kell Brook hit with. It wasn't. Kell Brook has been hit with much bigger shots than that by Triple G. Bud don't hit harder than Triple G. You know what I'm saying? Bud don't hit harder than Triple G. Whether he hits harder than Errol Spence or not, I don't know. But I know that EJ hit. But I know that Errol hit Kell Brook with harder shots because he hit him with more clean shots than that. I know he got hit with harder shots in both of them fights, and we know Triple G was hitting him with some shit, and Kell Brook, you know what I'm saying, still didn't go down like that. So, you know, I think it not taking nothing away from Bud, but I got to keep it 100. I just think that his punch resistance wasn't there. The reason it wasn't there, I don't know. He got to tell you that, but it wasn't there.
Well, I ain't gonna say, let me say this, kid. I'm gonna let you get to the thing. I ain't gonna say as much as the punch resistance, dog, because like I say, when you wide open and you get hit with a shot you don't see, any motherfucker go down, dog. You hear me? So it's like it's just something that Bud caught his ass coming in, dog. Like that could be anybody. When you wide open like that, dog, and you loose, if a motherfucker catch you on the right spot, look, you gotta see where the punch landed. It landed on the right spot, bro, like in the center of his fucking face. Like that shit hurt it. For a nigga to fly back like that, I ain't gonna too much say punch resistance because he got hit with a couple shots. So I can't really say punch resistance, dog. I'm just gonna say Bud hit his ass with a nice shot on the right spot, and you know that was all she wrote. You feel me?
Yeah, you gonna say that, but I'm gonna say it has a lot to do with his. Bud hit him. You know what I'm saying? And Bud was gonna beat his ass anyway. Like I said, I seen that after the second round because I seen how tentative Kell Brook was, you know, to go in there and really, you know, fight. You know, so I already knew Bud was gonna beat his ass anyway after the second round. But like I said, I'm gonna say it had a lot to do with punch resistance because I've seen Kell Brook hit much harder than that repeatedly. I've seen him take. The man got 30. The man got 30-something fights. I've seen him fight his, you know what I'm saying, damn near his whole career. He could punch. He could take a much better punch than that, you know, before. So it is what it is, man. You know. We could agree to disagree, but
no doubt. But I'm just saying it depends on where you hit. You hit a motherfucker on the right spot, dog. Any motherfucker going down. But go ahead.
He got hit right there on like the cheekbone, right there. He didn't get hit in the jaw or nothing. I mean, in the, you know, in that nerve in the jaw or nothing, or in the behind the head or in the ear or the temple or none of that. But you know, it is what it is. Like I said, and salute to everybody in the chat. J.A. Dixon, what's good? Henry Gomez, Jay Peso, what's happening? Lord to the gang say Bud is strong as hell, but Kell was hit with bigger shots from Triple G and Spence, and that ain't happened. He's done. Let me see. Lord to the gang says the same thing with Erickson Lubin, still has skills, but punch resistant is gone. Well, I can't say that Erickson Lubin punch resistant is gone. Because he's still young. I can say that he don't have the best chin in the world. Yeah. D-Lo 404 Boxing says Kell Brook was training for Bud way back in August. Not sure why everyone keeps talking about 6 weeks. Kurt says thanks for the compliment. Oh man, it's just real talk, Curtis. Let me see. Mine are H boys off in the building. Let me see. And Mike Rhyme off in the building. Lucia says, KT, you are hilarious. Bud had an aunt named Jackie. She whooped everyone she fought. She says, yep, Deborah little ass can scrap, and that grandma wasn't nothing to play with. She says that family are brawlers. You hear what Lucia said? She said his aunt was giving them hands out in the streets. She says that Deborah, which is his mother, was whooping ass all through her days. She said that whole family was nothing but brawlers, and they mean as hell. And that's Lucia. She from that way. She know. So she telling you hands down. John Page says somebody got some extra money. Ock37 says new sub, fucking with this. We appreciate you. I appreciate you, my dude. And make sure that you go over and sub to my man, my co-host, Monnie Brown TV. Go make sure that you go sub to Monnie Brown TV too. Ben Israel says Errol is gonna hurt Bud. Errol has way more dog in him than Bud. I don't know about dogging him, but I think, like I said, I think that Errol still whooped Bud. I think he whooped Bud. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to say that he got more dogging in him than Bud. They both dogs. You know what I'm saying? They both dogs. John Kramer, what's happening? He says, what's good? Everything boxing, salute, and Monnie Brown TV. Glenn Chatter says that jab took the fight out of him. So, man, like I said, I seen it, dog. I seen it. So, you know, we got what we got. We got to give Terence Crawford all of the props in the world. You know, he did what he came to do. He did what he came to do. He did what Bo Mack and his whole team said that he was going to do. They came on here and they said that he was going to beat the shit out of Kell Brook. He was going to destroy Kell Brook. It was a surprise. I ain't gonna lie. It was a surprise to me how it happened because it came out of nowhere. I didn't even see the shot, and I'm like, "What the hell you got hit with?" And you know, I was waiting for them to run back the replay because it was a big surprise. It came out of nowhere. You know, it came out of nowhere, and I didn't expect Kell Brook to fold that easy. You know what I'm saying? He folded like like some fresh laundry. He folded easy. So as far as Kell Brook. The only thing left for Kell Brook to do if he gonna stay in the game is go ahead and have the battle of the weak chins, and that's him against Amir Khan. You know, they could battle to see who got the weakest chin. And that's it. I still favor Kell Brook over Amir Khan because, like I said, Amir Khan doesn't bring that aura in the ring that Terence Crawford brings. That I'm a dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? That scary shit that you come over here, I'm going to fuck you up. And I mean that I'm going to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Kell Brook don't bring that type of aura to the ring. You know what I'm saying? That's not him. So I think that he's much more aggressive again. I mean, not Kell Brook, Amir Khan. Amir Khan don't bring that to the ring. So I think that Kell Brook is much more aggressive if he goes in there against Amir Khan. And that's a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a fight. That's the only fight really left for each one of them dudes. You know, for each one of them, the only big money that they can get is to fight each other. You know, let me see. John Kramer says the weight loss. Hold on. Move it back up. I lost it. He says the weight loss plus 3 years away from 147. Not good for Kell Brook, and respect go to Crawford. He did what he's supposed to do. J.A. Dixon says better performance, Bud or Tank. To me, Bud. To me, it was Bud just because, like I said, I ain't really never put too much on Leo said. I don't know, man. The Tank had the more devastating knockout. Tank had the more devastating knockout, of course. But then you got to ask yourself, who was the better opponent? You know what I'm saying? Because Money know this. He feel different, but I never wanted to see Tank in there with no Leo Santa Cruz. I never thought that Leo Santa Cruz had any business being in there with Tank when they announced the fight. And that's the truth. I was pissed off about that fight. Me and him actually probably got into a debate about that fight because
one now, if y'all leave that shit alone.
Huh?
I was like, probably get into it one now if we don't leave this shit alone.
Yeah, hey man, you know, but that's beside the point. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's a good question, but it really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they both did. They both had spectacular performances, and you know, they both did their thing at the end of the day. You know. Curtis Anderson said any fighter that gets hit flush can go. Every time Randall hit Chavez clean, he hurt him. But I feel what you're saying, but we've seen fighters get hit flush and not go. You know what I'm saying? Anytime, but it's getting hit in a certain spot You know, I mean, it is what it is. I've just seen him get hit more flush than that, and I've seen him take harder punches than that. That's just my opinion. I mean, you know, this is what it is. Joseph Jackson says, I didn't like the fact that they was trying to make Kell Brooks say that Terence Crawford was better than Errol Spence. I thought that was weak on the behalf of Bob Arum. Says that he would knock out Spence in the same rounds he did Kell Brooks. Come on. And he said that he would do it. He would do it the same. He would fight Danny Garcia and Errol Spence the same night and knock them both out at the man. He was on some real bullshit. I don't know what the fuck he was juiced up on that night, but he knew he was on some bullshit. So let's go ahead and get into, you know, ESPN. Let's go ahead and get into ESPN and Terence. Not Terence Crawford. Let's go ahead and get into ESPN. The whole panel and Bob Arum trying to, you know, they basically did a smear campaign, ran a narrative against Errol Spence, you know, after the fight. You know, they basically tried to shit on his name. They did shit on his name and ran a whole narrative that Errol Spence was just some scared fighter over there on the other side that was frightened against Terence Crawford, that's been running from Terence Crawford, that's going to continue to run from Terence Crawford, that don't want to fight Terence Crawford because he knows he'll get beat. That was a narrative that they try to run. It was some bullshit. And I'm going to let you go ahead and cook on it first, Money.
Yeah, man, because it was, man, when I say it was just a mockery, man, and embarrassing, and it was sad because they was taken away from Bud Wynn, you know, and my bad, she had a fucking colonel, but they was taken away from Bud Wynn, trying to, you know, make Bud look better than ESJ, and that was the sad part about it. You know what I'm saying? Because he did just have a spectacular win, but even when they asked Bob, okay, when can we see him in the ring? Like when you're trying to make a fight with somebody, dog, you don't insult. You know what I'm saying? You don't insult the fighter, especially somebody like Errol Spence Jr. Like I'm telling y'all, it's shit that they be trying to use certain tactics to get a fight in the ring that's just not good for. And they've been doing it for a while now. But they asked Kell Brooks the same questions 3 times, dog. And Mark Krieger was wrong for that shit. The man gave you the answer. He told you, I can't say because Kell Brooks just knocked me out right now in the 4th round earlier that he can beat Errol Spence Jr. It's a good fight that everybody has to see. But he said what was good about Bud. You know what I mean? Both of them knocked him the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I will say this. Bud knocked him out early, but I do believe Errol Spence, you know, caused more damage. He beat him in a more damaging way. But what they were trying to do to EJ, man, make him look like he was running, try to make him look like he was soft. Tim Bradley with that bullshit. Salute to Andre Ward. See, people ain't giving Ward credit for standing up for Spence. He stood up for Spence. He just said he wanted to see the fight, you know, make it happen. But Ward said he believed the fight is going to happen. And he, you know, he wanted this thing. I mean, this is himself from Timothy Bradley. That's why I made a video on that. Y'all can go check that out. He didn't want no motherfucker to put him in the same category of the bullshit Tim Bradley was saying because Ward don't agree with it. But to say Errol Spence is ducking turns Bud Crawford, when both of their hit lists is the same, both of them chasing Manny Pacquiao, then they want each other. The Manny Pacquiao fight is going to decide the revenue and who's going to be the A side, even though Spence is the A side right now. But if he get a 3rd scrap for Manny Pacquiao, then we know what's up at the table. If Bud get that scrap, he can come to the table and demand 50-50. You know what I'm saying? He just came off a pay-per-view with Manny Pacquiao because you know it's going to be pay-per-view. It's going to be a nice selling pay-per-view. That way people can stop saying he don't sell on pay-per-view. And I don't want nobody to say, oh, well, Manny Pacquiao carry the pay. No, it takes 2 people to tangle, dog. So they in a rush. I mean, they in a race to get Manny Pacquiao their damn self. So what Bob Arum is trying to do is he's trying to deflate from the Errol Spence situation because people will be like, we want Errol Spence and turn Bud Crawford, just like they on Spence says about Bud Crawford. But they wanted to make it like it's all on Spence that the fight ain't happening. When we know Bob Arum is going to be a fucking headache to deal with on making this fight because he don't want to play ball right now to make the fight happen. Errol Spence offered 60-40 for the fight. They didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? Bud felt like, you know what, I deserve 50-50. But now, if he get the Manny Pacquiao fight and get that scrap, he can say 50-50. It probably still won't be 50-50. We don't know. But the shit they try to do to Errol Spence Jr., it was some bullshit, man. Like everybody's seen what they on now. We seen what was going on, dog. And Tim Bradley and Mark Kriegel did that. What I always say, they wrong as two left shoes. You know what I'm saying? They try to go in there and make it like Spence was afraid when Spence told you multiple times that he's not leaving 147 without fight Terence Crawford. The man said it. You can only take a man for their words and they show you different. The man haven't left 147 yet. The man haven't even fought Danny Garcia yet. But they started saying, oh, he's ducking. How the fuck am I ducking? I'm lined up in a whole fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm lined up in a whole fight. So at the end of the day, bro, I believe the fight gonna happen in 2021. This is just me. I'm gonna continue to say this shit. That we might get the fight around this time in 2021. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come down to if one of them can get Manny Pacquiao next, right? And the other one is left with another fight. So if Errol Spence get a Manny Pacquiao fight, then Terence Crawford is left with a fight, or Bud Crawford get a Manny Pacquiao fight, then Errol Spence left with another fight, and then they can come and see each other at the end of the day. But they in the race for fucking Manny Pacquiao, dog. That's the race because they know that fighters go determine the business at the table. You know, so ESPN, they was out of pocket, dog. I did a video on it. Y'all can go check it out. And it was pure bullshit to me, Key. Pure bullshit.
Why everybody ain't hit the like button? Hit the like button. It don't take no time to hit the like button. You know, unless you just in here, you a hater. You know, a lot of people got that in their blood, but you know, if you a real one, hit the like button. But Money, as far as what you said about Andre Ward, that must have been in a separate interview he did. And I got to go back and watch it because
I watched my video.
I'm gonna have to go see it because when he was on that panel with the rest of them niggas, Andre Ward included, and maybe I missed it. Maybe I don't know.
On the panel, he said, I don't agree. On the panel, he said, I don't agree.
Okay, well, because I've seen Andre Ward, you know, run with that narrative that Errol Spence was ducking Bud Crawford too. I've seen him do that shit too. So maybe I thought he did it on the panel that night, but it was so much shit going on. Maybe I was just pissed off and missed it. But Mark Kriegel and all of them, they was on some bullshit that night. You know, Bob Arum, too. Bob Arum knew he was on some bullshit.
Hell yeah.
And the thing is, you know, like Money said, they tried to run with a whole narrative and tried to make it seem like that the reason the fight hasn't happened, the reason the fight is not going to happen is because of Errol Spence. He's been ducking and, Terence Bud Crawford is the best fighter in the world. Bob Arum, Errol Spence, he's going to continue to duck Terence Bud Crawford. I mean, he doesn't want to fight him. I mean, look, he's going to continue to run from him. You know, he was on some bullshit, and he was on some bullshit. Mark Kriegel was the leader of the fuck shit. Mark Kriegel, and then like Money said, man, how Mark Kriegel was. So, I mean, tell us who's better? Who's better? Errol Spence, you fought both of them. And who's better, Errol Spence or Terence Crawford? Who'd you see? Right. Well, he was telling the man straight up, like, I don't know. Like, I can't say that Brian Bomack in the building. He said they doing a good job. Bomack, they was on some bullshit.
He said they doing their job.
Oh, he said they doing their job. Okay, yeah, he did. Yeah, they doing their job. But I'm gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? But
let's say this, Key, and let's go. Yeah. They doing their job, but it's a way you do your job. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You don't have to do your job by spurring the man's name, dog. Bud and Earl is right now. It's the biggest fight in boxing. You don't to build that fight up, dog. You don't have to shit on that fight. You don't have to say Errol Spence is running this, that, and third, because we know the shit ain't true. Even ESPN know it ain't true. Bomack, it ain't true. Bud Crawford know it ain't true, because y'all said it out your own mouth. Y'all know the business of the game, dog. So when we're looking at the situation, you got to call a spade a spade. You feel me? Errol Spence is in the fight with Danny Garcia. Bud just got out of this fight. Earl was going to fight Danny in January regardless of what anything, and he coming back after the situation. Thank God he A-okay, and he fighting Danny Garcia now. That don't mean the man is ducking nothing, dog. You feel me? He's not ducking nothing. And the shit they try to pull, it was some sucker shit, dog. And Mark Kriegel even was getting pissed off at Kell Brook to the point he was like, okay, Kell, like the man give me how can I keep? You ask me a fucking, don't ask me a question the same question in 3 different ways and expect a different answer. I'm not going to.
And see, this is the thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, he asked him a question and he told him like he really can't assess that. Like that, he was like, it was 2 different situations. It was 2 different times. You know, he was like that they both good. He said that they both, you know, they both real good. He couldn't really tell. You know, don't keep asking that man the same shit. No. But we want to know. Motherfucker, I told you that I can't tell. It's either you seem like you want to get in the ring with one of them and find out. Once you take your bitch ass over there and get in the ring with Errol Spence or Terence Crawford, and then you can find out and come back if you still alive, and then let us know since you want to know so bad. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to make that. See what they was doing. Is they trying to run a whole smear campaign on Errol Spence's name over there on ESPN, right? So what he was doing is he was trying to make Terence Crawford like wink, 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 wink. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to make him say that you know, now that I fought both of them, Terence Crawford is better. That's what he wanted him to say. But Kell Brook was keeping it real, like I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's too hard for me to, especially right now. First of all, I just got knocked out, and then you asking me some ignorant shit like this.
Right.
Once you get in there and get in the ring with him.
Both of them whoop my ass. Both of them stop me. I don't see y'all.
But see, the thing is that don't have nothing to do with Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford know that was some bullshit. I think that even when Bud hear that shit, right? Even when Bud hear that shit, he like, man, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sick of that bullshit. Like, I just want to get in the ring and fight the man. Like all of that other shit that they trying to do, I think he like, man, I ain't got no like that. I don't got no hand in that. That's them doing that. Now, hold on. You promote a fighter, right? Your job is to promote a fighter, right? And make him look the best that you can make him look. Cool, but Terence Crawford already did that. You know what I'm saying? To the fans that never had seen him before, to the casual fans that don't know too much about boxing, and to the diehard fans. Terence Crawford already did that himself. So, so you didn't need to shit on another man to bring him up. You didn't need to do that. Because if you hadn't have did that, we would have never been talking about this. We would have been able to come on here and give Bud Crawford his praise without having to talk about this other bullshit. Y'all did that. You dig what I'm saying? So y'all didn't need to do that bullshit. You know, all the lies. Bob Arum telling lies on there. Well, you know, Errol Spence, you know, Terence Bud Crawford, you know, he's going to continue to have Errol Spence duck him. You know, you was lying. And then you go on other shows like Bob Arum, he'll go on another show. He'll go on Blue Blood Sports TV or Barbershop Conversations with Fred. And then he'll talk a whole different talk. He'll tell you that the fight needs to, you know, be able to make money. The networks need to be able to do this, and that. Terence Crawford got to promote himself better. He'll tell you all of that over there, but then he'll get on ESPN and tell you the reason why the fight ain't happened is because of Errol Spence. Errol Spence is ducking. Now let me hear now, and another thing I want to talk about. When Errol Spence came and told you that, you know, he wanted the Manny Pacquiao fight first, and then he wanted Bud Crawford, right? Everybody used that and said that Errol Spence was ducking, right? Now, let me let y'all hear this. Let me let y'all hear this because it's okay when one man said, but it ain't okay when the other man said. Hold on. This is Terence Crawford. Hold on.
You have the ability right now to call out whoever you want to fight next. Who do you want the most? You have the ability right now to call out whoever you want to fight next. Who do you want the most?
You hear that? You have the ability to call out anybody that you want to fight next. If you have the ability, who do you want to fight next? He said, I already been said who I want to fight next. I want Pacquiao, right? So one time he told you he wants Pacquiao. He been telling y'all that. Errol Spence is saying the same shit. First of all, Pacquiao ain't going to fight neither one of these niggas. Straight up. I don't care what Bob Arum is saying that they had going on over there overseas. Maybe they did had lured Pacquiao to a fight, but Pacquiao ain't gonna fight neither one of these dudes. So they need to go on and do what they got to do to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? But Bob Arum is on other platforms telling you that fight can't really happen unless they have fans in attendance. You know, or they get a site fee from overseas. And some dudes, some cats, rich dudes overseas is willing to pay a big ass fee. That's what Bob Arum is telling you. He ain't saying nothing when he's not in the front of the ESPN camera. He's not saying nothing about Errol Spence is ducking. That's the reason the fight ain't happening, because he know that's a lie. Bomac, you know that's a lie.
Let me answer.
Bomac say that they do the same to Bud on Fox or any other channel. Nah, what they did to Bud on Fox, they never try to act like that Bud was ducking nobody on Fox. What they did to Bud on Fox is
there was some bullshit, Bomac. I will say that.
Due to the politics, is they was trying to act like Bud's the WBO title didn't exist. That wasn't a legit title. That's what they was trying to do. But they ain't never try to act like Bud wasn't what he was. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
To me, you don't got to shit on somebody else. You don't got to shit on one man to bring another man up, because Bud Crawford, he put on a spectacular performance and he did what he was said he was going to do. To me, you know what I'm saying? He held his own. He put on for himself. He didn't need nobody else to do that extra shit.
And I said, Key, they was taking away from Bud performance by doing that shit, dog. And Bo, you say they did that to Bud. Like you say, Key, I never seen an interviewer go at Earl and say, Earl, or ask a fighter, well, this, that, and the third, do you think Errol Spence is better than Terence Bud Crawford? Like, do you think they never asked Earl about Bud? They never asked nobody else about Bud over there. Now, like I say, there was some bullshit when they didn't acknowledge Bud as a WBO champion. I'm like, hold on. When I seen that, I said that was bullshit, bro. So don't say, no, y'all don't keep the same energy. I do keep the same energy, bro. Because I ride for Terence Bud Crawford and I ride for you like I ride for Errol Spence. But the thing is, the shit ESPN did was, man, that was out of pocket. Everybody saw that shit, dog. Everybody saw that shit. But we got 503 in the building, dog.
Oh, yeah, 503. Man, what's good with it?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. What's up with it, bro?
What's up with it, 503?
Y'all boys over here cooking, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all in the kitchen whipping up a bird. Yeah, man. My bad. I'm late, man. I'm just not getting to the crib, man. But I see y'all talking about this whole top rank propaganda and ESPN and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing with it is like I said the other day, bro. At the end of the day, it's all propaganda from Top Rank, bro. They trying to push a narrative and agenda down the people's throat. Now, Bud Crawford he did like 1.7 million views. Like now half of that 1.7 is probably casual fans and they don't know no better. But when you talking to dudes like Everything Boxing and Sports, Monnie Brown TV, 503 Line, we know the real. And the real is, motherfuckers, we want to see Errol Spence and goddamn me Terence Crawford, bro. At this point, it's too many politics in this shit. Way too many politics, bro. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have to be this hard, bro, to get these fights, my nigga. It's like Mayweather. He blessed the game by giving these fighters the blueprint to make millions of dollars and stuff like that. But he also left a bad curse on the game because it feel like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd all over again, bro. It's like we're going through the same fucking thing with these fighters, man. And it's not just at 147. It's at 160. It's at goddamn me 154. It's at heavyweight. It's at 168. It's at all these weight classes, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the shit is really getting out of hand, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Bob Arum is a manipulative, lying old bastard. That's what he is, bro. Because he gonna say one thing on ESPN so they can push their agenda. But like you said, Keon, soon as he get off that ESPN main stage, he gonna come to the real boxing media, like Blue Blood or Barbershop Conversations or 78 or whoever you have, and he gonna give you the real. How the fuck is you gonna make this fight, bro? And you ain't even talked to Al Heyman or Sam Watson since motherfucking me Tyson Fury and Wilder too. That was in February, bro. So you ain't talked to these dudes in months, but you trying to make the fight. How all of a sudden you got to fight with Pacquiao? You know what I'm saying? If Bob believe that shit, you know what I'm saying? He Bob Arum can tell him that the sky's finna be green and he gonna believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, how the fuck you talking to Pacquiao and Pacquiao with PBC? Pacquiao not with Top Rank last time I checked. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Tupac said back in the day, man. All they want to do is cause confusion. You know what I'm saying? And keep us separated, bro. And that's really all Bob Arum and Top Rank is doing, bro. They causing confusion. They want to keep the boxing fans going at each other. If you're an Errol Spence fan or you're a Terence Crawford fan, you like ESPN, you like PBC, whatever the case may be, they trying to keep us going at it, bro. But I'm not finna get caught up in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, goddamn me, Terence Crawford is a pound-for-pound king. Errol Spence is the big fish. He the best welterweight in the game. He hold all of them. He hold most of the belts at 147. He got the fan base. He got the fucking pay-per-view numbers, and he can sell. You know what I'm saying? So the big fish and the pound-for-pound king, they got to see each other, man. Period.
Yeah, real shit, man. They got us. That's the fight we want. That's the fight we want. You know. It seemed like to me every time Bob Arum talk, he talking about why, like, I don't know, he talking about like why the fight won't happen, you know, and this and that. Man, make that shit happen, dog. Everybody want to see that shit. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So we can quit going back and forth for who gonna win and who the best. It's easy to solve that. And Bo Mac, if you still in the business, in the building, I know you said you had a question. You know, if you still in the building. It is, you know, let me know what question you had. But man,
man, if that's the real Bo Mac.
Huh?
So get Bo Mac to call in this bitch.
Yeah, that was Bo Mac. That was him.
Yeah, you gotta get Bo Mac the respect he deserved, though, man. That's Bo Mac at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah, that was Bo Mac. Yeah, but like I said, man, it's let me put the number to call in too. Hold on. Go ahead, Money. You can cook on. You could you know go ahead and cook.
Yeah, man. It's just like 503 said, bro. The fight is Errol Spence, Bud Crawford. You know, like if I seen Fox talk about Bud like ESPN did Bud, I'm gonna make a video and talk about that shit. I ain't just gonna sit up there and not say shit about it, dog. Like Bud did a spectacular thing, knocking out Kell Brook ass like that. That was fucking, man. I was happy. I was out. You know, guess that was giving Kell Brook a chance. I was telling them the shit wasn't gonna happen. Bud gonna beat that boy ass. You know what I'm saying? Bud is a motherfucking animal, dog. He's an animal. That's something that we can't deny, dog. That dude is a fucking animal. You feel me? And it's gonna take an animal to kill an animal. I keep saying, but building it up off of animosity. You know what I'm saying? We know motherfuckers love drama and drama sells and shit like that. But you don't gotta do that with Bud and ESJ, dog. Because them niggas the top two cats in the game. They gonna make that shit happen. You know, whenever this fight gets signed, I believe it's gonna get signed, bro. That shit gonna be the hottest thing on the market. It's gonna be the hottest thing on the market. Whether you're on Bud's side, whether you're on Earl's side, whether you're in the middle. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a dog ass fight. You know, I know some people saying they got Bud beating the shit out of Earl. Some people saying they got Earl beating the shit out of Bud. However you got the fight going, it's gonna be a dog ass fight, dog. You feel me? Both of them dudes gonna have success. It's gonna be a fight that we enjoy, and that motherfucker might be so good we want to see it a second time, dog. You feel me? But at the same time, like I'm not going to let no fucking ESPN or no Fox or no Showtime talk about either or. Like neither one ain't shit. Like this person ducking one or that person ducking the other. Because we know neither one of these dudes ain't ducking each other, dog. They cut from the same cloth. But we know Earl is on the side. Like Andre Ward broke that shit down. Man, go see Andre Ward, dog. Talk about Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. He broke it down, dog. It's chess, not checkers, dog. Earl got all the pieces on his side over here. You know what I mean? So he understand the business, and you got this dude to fight, this dude to fight, this dude to fight, It ain't like you just got one person to fight, and you know it's gonna take some time to make the fight happen between Earl and Bud with negotiations anyway, dog. There's two networks, got two of their main dogs. You know what I'm saying? All that shit they're gonna have to figure that shit out. So it ain't gonna be one way or another. And you know Earl is the A side right now, and Bud ain't playing ball on that A side shit. Bob Arum ain't playing ball on the A side shit. So it's definitely gonna be a headache. So in the meantime, when I got niggas over here lined up, why not get the fights over here that I got lined up? You know what I'm saying? I got fights over here lined up, but at the end of the day, Keith, the fight gonna happen, dog. And when the fight happen, we gonna enjoy that shit. And you ain't gotta, like you say, run no smearing campaign on one or the other just to build this shit up, dog.
Yeah, man. I hope the fight happen. Me, I'm looking at if the fight don't happen, it gotta be because of Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? You know that they got their little issue going on. Shit, Bud done made it, you know what I'm saying, public. He ain't really too happy with them. You know what I'm saying? We've been knowing that. And then Bob Arum, he came out and he was, you know, talking about that Bud don't do nothing to help himself to be able to sell. Bob Arum said that. It's crazy because Bob Arum came out and said, for y'all that don't know, Bob Arum recently came out in an interview. I think he did it with Barbershop Conversation with Fred. And he said that he's lost tons and tons and tons of money promoting Bud Crawford.
And nigga said the money he lost, he could build a mansion in a Beverly Hills.
Yeah, he said that. This ain't me hating on Bud. I'm just telling y'all what was said. This is what Bob Arum said. He said he's lost tons and tons of money fucking with Bud, promoting Bud. And he says that it's like pulling teeth to get Bud to do, you know, things to make himself bigger, to get his name out there, to go out and do interviews and use the ESPN platform like he should. He says that, you know, basically he ain't shit promoting himself. That's what Bob Arum is saying. So really, I don't give a fuck about none of that. You know what I'm saying? None of that I really don't care about. That's his problem. That's Bob Arum's problem. What we give a fuck about is what we want to see the fight. You know what I'm saying? We want to see the fight. But after this fight, I mean, Terence Crawford, and I want to know what y'all got to say about this, right? Terence Crawford had, you know, some things to say about Kell Brook. He said that Kell Brook was basically overrated in that he wasn't near the best opponent that he had faced. He says that Mean Machine at 147 was better than Kell Brook, right? He says, so what y'all think about that? Do y'all take that as that, you know, Kell Brook wasn't in his prime no more? He wasn't at his best? Because this is what Terence Crawford said. He kept it real, and he just said that, you know, Mean Machine was better.
I mean,
go
ahead. Go ahead.
You want to go 503? I'll talk.
Now you okay, I'll go right quick. Listen, man. I mean, people gonna have their own criteria and protocol on how they seen Kell Brook in that fight. I can't take nothing away from Bud. He did a immaculate job, you know what I'm saying? Impressive, you know, getting Brook out of there quicker than Triple G and Errol Spence Jr. That's just that. I mean, if you want to say, was there more pressure built up on him? I mean, shit. He didn't let the pressure get to him. You know what I'm saying? He was flawless in that motherfucker when it comes to the pressure. Now, if you want to look at the fight, I mean, you could arguably say Bud lost every round. You know what I'm saying? He was getting touched up. But one thing that you also must say is that he made the perfect adjustment while losing the rounds. And by him making that adjustment, he won the fight. And he did it in impressive fashion, winning a fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna take no credit away from Bud because he did exactly what he was supposed to do. You can only fight who they put in front of you. I mean, this Top Rank we talking about. You know what I'm saying? This ain't PBC. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the zone. It's Top Rank. So we know that they have some matchmaking flaws over there. You know what I'm saying? But let's not act like this is the same Kell Brook that won the belt versus Sean Porter, and this is the same Kell Brook that fought Triple G and Errol Spence. This is not him, bro. It's not. You know what I'm saying? But That's not Terence Bud Crawford fault. You know what I'm saying? He can only fight whoever they put in front of him. You know what I'm saying? But to say that as at this time and this day, I understand exactly what he's saying, bro. But I think if you put Kell Brook in there with Mean Machine, you put him in there with Jose Benavidez, you know what I'm saying? I think he beat both of them. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? When you have special fighters like a Terence Crawford or Errol Spence, or maybe even a Triple G that's a good fighter, they do things that the average fighter can't do. They make motherfuckers look basic and take away their best strength or do their best strength against them, like Errol Spence do. You know what I'm saying? So when you a great fighter like that, of course you can knock a motherfucker out like Bud did, or knock a motherfucker out like EJ did. You feel me? But I think Bud for that night, I think he basically was saying that Mean Machine and Jose Benavidez gave a better fight than Kell Brook, and they did. Can't take nothing away from him, bro.
Right, and that's how I feel like he been in the ring with both of them. And you can only go off of what happened in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And Bud whooped Kell Brook ass easier than he whooped Mean Machine. You know what I'm saying? Mean Machine made it to what, the 12th, the 9th, the 10th, somewhere around that shit. I know he fight him on the day I went out for my birthday and shit, so I couldn't really. I watched it though, but it's like you know, man, I don't knock Bud for saying it. I don't knock him for saying it, you know, but it downplays the win over Kell Brook. You know, we know Kell Brook was more accomplished. And salute to my brother, the Sweet Signs Examiner. What's going down, Tank? But it take away from the win over Kell Brook by you saying that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because Kell Brook was in great fucking shape. You know, he went out there, he was fighting the shit out of your ass, you know. So at the end of the day, to say that he's better than somebody, you know, that's his opinion. We can't knock it. Bud the fighter, he on Bud motherfucking hit list. So, you know, when you go down the list, and like we say, we can see certain names, but you know, this happened to all fighters. Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao, but he'll tell you my toughest fight was Emmanuel Burton. So it be the fighters that you forget about that get these motherfucking elite fighters they toughest fight. So I can't do nothing but respect that man's opinion. You know what I'm saying? He fought him, and that's what that was though. So I don't really look too much into that because I mean it shows on tape. You know what I'm saying? When we look at tape, a lot of people say Mean Machine dropped Bud. It was a drop, just wasn't called. So he the only man to drop Bud. I mean, Gamboa hurt him. I think Ray Bell trying to hurt Bud, you know, but he recovered and hurt him back, you know. So at the end of the day, you got to give Mean Machine his credit. But I kept telling people, I know BFCB call him green bean, this, that, but Mean Machine is a tough motherfucker. He tough, dog. He tough in the ring. So it is what it is to me, Key. I ain't gonna look too far into it, but I gotta respect his opinion on it.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how he feel. That's how he feel. I think he just, you know, feel that, like you said, that some of them other dudes gave him tougher fights. My man, I think it was I think J.A. Dixon. I think it was J.A. Dixon. He said that Bud even said Khan was a better fighter. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, I think he just feel that maybe Bud feels when he say that those guys are better fighters. Maybe he feels that they were tougher. You know what I'm saying? They gave him better resistance. You know what I'm saying? They had better punch resistance. They was tougher than Kell Brook. You know, at the point in time he fought Kell Brook, but he kept it 100. He ain't trying to sit up there and say, nah, Kell Brook was the toughest and I got him out of there in 4. So what that make me look like? He kept it real. He kept it real. Like, nah, dude ain't the best fighter that I fought. Like, he was, you know what I'm saying? He was overhyped. He ain't all of that. He kept it 100. So, you know, that's how he feel. You know, that's just how he feel about the situation.
Hey, Keith, Silence Examiner thing. And remember, Keith just watched that fight, Tank.
He said, the Sweet Science Examiner said, we just rewatched Crawford versus, he says he just rewatched Crawford versus Benavidez, and that seemingly was a much tougher fight for Bud than most of his other fights stylistically, even with Mean Machine, who knocked him down. Yeah, it was. Me and Money just watched that shit the other night, man. We had rewatched it. When was that? Thursday?
So I forgot what day it was. I know we watched this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Lucia Johnson says, facts, Money. The fighter knows who their toughest opponent was. Exactly. The fighter knows. So we only could take him for his word. But now, this is the thing.
Too.
Huh?
Andrew McIntyre. What's going down, Andrew?
Oh yeah, Drew Mack, what's good? So this is the thing, right? Now it's about next up, right? This and I'm gonna cook on this, and then I'm gonna let y'all cook on this, right? And it's about next up. Now, Errol Spence, right? He got a fight with Danny Garcia coming up December the 5th. Errol Spence, he was watching closely Brook versus Bud. Now, let's not get it twisted. Errol Spence already had said years ago when I interviewed him, he said that Bud Crawford was going to beat the shit out of Kell Brook. He said that Kell Brook wasn't the same fighter, and he said this in 2018, right? So Spence, he been said that, right? He said he always been said that Bud Crawford was going to beat the shit out of Kell Brook, right? So now Errol Spence, he got to watch the ESPN show. He got to see the smear campaign that they did against him. He got to see them telling the whole world that he was running from Terence Crawford, that he was scared and been ducking Terence Crawford, right? He got to see that. He also got to see Terence Crawford go in there and get Kell Brook up out of there a lot faster than what he did, Whether it was a whole different fight, it was a whole different Kell Brook, but he still got to see that, right? And he got to see what ESPN, what they made, what they presented it as, right? So he got to see all of that, and now it's his turn. And I say that Errol Spence now more so than ever to show that he is. And we all know that he's that top elite fighter, but to show that he is the Michael Jordan of the 147-pound division, to me, just for his naysayers and his haters and the ones that are diehard Bud Crawford fans, because not all the Bud Crawford fans, because I'm a Bud Crawford fan, but some of his diehard, they hate Errol Spence just because they a diehard Bud Crawford fan, or maybe just because they just hate Spence, just for some reason, right? For all the naysayers, now he got to go out there and he really got to put on. He got to put on a performance. He got to beat Danny Garcia in spectacular fashion. To me, he can't just go out there and beat Danny Garcia 8-4 or 7-5 and win a cool fight, but a close fight. Nah, he can't do that because you just watched them shit on your name. And to me, I think that Errol Spence is a competitor. His competitive level is above the roof, just like Terence Crawford's competitive level is above the roof. Their competitive level, their competitiveness is on a whole nother level. That's why Terence Crawford made it his duty to go out there and did what he did, because he seen the fight with Errol Spence and Kell Brook. So if he tell you that fight wasn't on his mind, that he didn't have in the back of his mind that he wanted to do, put on a better performance than what Errol Spence did, he lying to you. He did, because of the competitors that they are. Errol Spence, now he looking at this and he might not say it, but oh yeah, he want to go out there and he want to show, hey, I'm still that top dog. I went out here and I beat the shit out of Danny Garcia. That was a better opponent than what you had. I did it to Danny Garcia, who is one of the best 147-pounders in the division right now. He want to do that. And I think that now he has the pressure is on him to go out there and and to put on a spectacular performance. And I think that he like a Michael Jordan. He gonna live up to it. So I know other people might disagree with this, but I feel that Errol Spence has to that now. And like I said, when I say that I feel that he has to do these things, I know who Danny Garcia is. You dig what I'm saying? I know that Danny Garcia ain't no motherfucking pushover. If he goes out there and just beats Danny Garcia decisively, in a good fight, I'm cool with that. But I know now that what's been said over there and what's been done and how people what people gonna say, if he don't go out there and beat Danny Garcia in impressive fashion, and I know he could do it, I think he got to go out there and either beat Danny Garcia damn near every round, right? Or he got to knock him out or make them stop the fight. I think that he got to go in there, whatever it is, and beat Danny Garcia in impressive fashion like nobody else has ever beat Danny Garcia before. Because if he go out there and just beat Danny Garcia been beat before. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter beat him. Keith Thurman beat him. You feel me? And Amir Khan was actually outboxing the shit out of him. So he's been beat before. So now you got to go out there and you got to show out. And you got to do it on another level than anybody else has done it, right? Because now Bud Crawford is number 1 pound for pound. But Errol Spence, in my book, he can go out there and he can claim a stake for that number 1 pound for pound. He could take that, depending on how he performs against Danny Garcia. If he go out there and beat Danny Garcia in spectacular fashion, coming off a car wreck, you ain't fought in well over a year, and you come out and do some shit like that to Danny Garcia, either beat him every round, make them stop the fight, or knock his ass out. Ain't nobody never done no shit like that, or even came close to doing that. So if you do that, now you rose to the occasion like you Michael Jordan. You know, you took that shit from Terence Crawford. So you got to come take it. Terence Crawford got it right now. Now it's up to you to come take it. So that's just how I see this fight coming up. You know, if you want to be if you the big fish, which you are, well, show that shit. You know what I'm saying? Show that you the shark and ain't nobody fucking with you. So it's up to you to do that. That's just how I feel about it right now. Just being a competitor.
I'm gonna say this. He's showing he the big short back in that motherfucking deep water. My brother Red in the building. Red was going down. Red, yeah, Amir Khan was whooping Danny ass till he caught him. Come on now, keep it 100. But listen, Earl, I ain't gonna say it's pressure, Tank. I ain't gonna say it's pressure because somebody like Earl and Bud, like they always want to one up on the competition. That's the nature of the beast. You know what I'm saying? You watch it when you're a competitor, you want to up the competition. If I play Keon in Madden, if 503 beat Keon by 7, I want to beat him by 21. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I just whooped Keon by 21. You beat him by 7. That means I whoop your ass. You know what I mean? But Earl want to make a statement in general, dog. Like before Bud even fought Kell Brook, he heard, like I say, like you say, the man, I heard all of the buzz, motherfucker saying this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? So he wanna show why he is the motherfucking truth. You know what I'm saying? Why he is the number 1 welterweight in the world. Because no matter what nobody say, he is the big fish at 147. And you know you the big fish at 147 because every motherfucker chasing you. Earl not chasing nobody. Let's get this shit straight.
Hold on real quick, Money. I'm gonna let you cook. Let me hold on real quick. Hello, who this calling in?
Yo, Rap Star calling in from London.
Oh, Rap Star, man, let Money get done cooking and then call back when he get done cooking. All right. Okay, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna make a quick Rap Star so we get in on time.
Yeah. But, matter of fact, I'll put the I'm gonna put the link in the thing, and you can go ahead and beam in and get what you want off Rap Star.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, it's like Earl been want to make a statement anyway, dog. From the naysayers and the haters saying all this bullshit that he ain't backing all this. He spoke on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yes, you always want to up the competition. Like that's it's just in them, dog. These dudes are fighters, and especially in your fucking division, the dude that they got you neck to neck with, the motherfucker that everybody saying they can beat you. Yeah, it's about the performance. You know what I'm saying? Now, Earl don't got to go out there and knock Danny out in the first, second, third round or the fourth round or shit like that because, like you say, we know Danny is damn sure a totally different fighter. You know what I'm saying? And Danny got more, as Key want to say, got more resistance than arguably probably all the fucking welterweights because he got a fucking chin. And Danny shit has been tested on all levels. You know what I'm saying? But Earl, you know, he gonna go out here, dog. He gonna make a statement. He gonna show cats what the real is, dog. He gonna show what the big fish is all about. He 100% focused. The man been training since he got up out that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? The weight is down. the energy is there. You see how he just calm, man. They calm, they laid back. You know what I'm saying? The what they say, the quiet before the storm, dog. They doing their work in the gym. He telling y'all, I'm sharp as a tack, dog. He say when I went in there and I scored, you know, it was a little word to me at first. Shit was just word, you know, just in the ring a while. But as it goes on, you get better and better and better. And he say, now I'm sharp as a tack. You see, man, we got confirmation from the scoring partners, dog. We heard Derrick James, the coach, saying he hitting even harder than he was before. We know he a hard hitter, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I take heed to everything. Just take heed to everything, dog. You know what I mean? Just like Bomac and Bud and all them says to go in there and whoop the shit out of Kell Brook. They went out there and whooped the shit out of Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? That was a fact. So I'm taking heed to what Earl's saying. He in great dog ass shape. He ready to go out here and make a statement. You understand me? He's sharp as a tack. And on December the 5th, which ain't that far from now, we go see, dog. We go see. And I just want everybody to keep that same energy, dog. You feel me? Because, like I said, if he go out here, beat the shit out of Danny, dog, beat Danny in impressive fashion like nobody has never beat him, dog, and show the shit, he the big fish at 147, and he the #1 pound for pound big fish, dog. And that's just facts.
Yes, sir. Luke, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and cook Rap Star, but let me get to some of these comments, and then I'm gonna let you cook.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Okay, Lucia Johnson, she right there, you know what I'm saying? Luke, and once again, Lucia Johnson, she you know, right there in Nebraska, Omaha with Crawford and them. She says that she loves Spence. She says he has her respect. She says he'll beat the hell out of a fighter. It wasn't cool what they did Saturday night, but they wanted to fuck with Spence's head. Cassandra Mason says, I rock with Team Swift Garcia. But of course, I'm with EJ on this. EJ gonna have to knock Danny's block off to prove to the haters that he's still that guy. Sweet Salmon, the sweet signed examiner says facts. And facts ETB, he says that's kind of not fair because the fighters should focus on getting the win by any means necessary within the Queensberry rules. But because of fans' narrative, they get pressure to do more. Yeah, and like I said, you know, to make it clear, me personally, I'm cool. I know what Danny Garcia is. So if you have a tough fight with Danny Garcia, like I'm not, he ain't this and that. I know that. I think every real boxing fan know that. But, you know, as a competitor, he got to come with it. He got to rise to a different occasion. You know what I'm saying? That's just being a competitor. And I think that's how he feels deep down himself. Henry Gomez says the problem is that Spencer will not be fighting Brook. Danny is a tougher fight. Yeah, we know that. Chris Bell says if Spence KOs Danny Garcia coming from a car accident, shit's all over Crawford's accomplishments. I'm just gonna say that he takes that throne. You know what I'm saying? If you want to take you to me, in this situation, it's like, you know, to be the best, you got to rise to certain occasions that nobody expects you to do. You know, that's what makes the best. You know, who can rise to that top occasion that don't nobody expect you to do. You know, so it's all about the competitive nature. Let me see. Roxanne says a dangerous fight for Spence coming off an accident, definitely not ducking anyone. Now, Rap Star in the building. What's good with it, Rap Star?
Yo, mate, Monty, what's going on, Monty? You
Money, bro.
Everything
Money.
boxing in the house, man. You need to like and subscribe. Everything boxing, man. He's a real one, bro. Press that notification button, man. Listen, I got thousands of subscribers from Europe. Y'all need to watch Everything Boxing, man. He got this shit popping, bro. You got this shit popping, bro.
I appreciate you, Rap Star.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, let me just get on it quickly, yeah? Because I got to go in a bit. Now, okay. I've seen your thumbnail, bro. Let's start with the thumbnail. And I want to just make it easy for the fans. And I'm just going to cook this straight. When you say that Terence Crawford or Errol Spence, who's #1? Right now, Errol Spence is #1 of welterweight. And I'm going to explain why. Errol Spence has been more dominant at 147, regardless of what Bud's done a few years ago. We know Bud's cleaned up. We're not stupid. We know what Bud's done in the history of the sport. He's already a Hall of Famer. So let's get this shit straight. But when you want to talk about the welterweight division, Errol Spence is more stable at the welterweight division as the #1 guy. He got 2 belts. He got the IBF and he got the WBC. 2 belts carries way more weight than the WBO. So that's just facts, whether they like it or not. Terence Crawford is the B side. That's another thing that people need to recognize. So if Terence Crawford wants this smoke, he gotta lose his ego and he gotta take a little bit less of the fucking cake. He gotta take less of the share. And last time, Terence Crawford was telling Errol Spence, I want 50%. And Errol said, nah, man, I'm gonna clean up my side of the division then. Because you can't get 50%. Because you won't get it. Al Heyman won't give it to you. My numbers are big. Your numbers ain't big, bro. So whatever's going on with Bob Arum and Terence Crawford, that's their bullshit. That's not Errol's fault, though. Y'all can't keep telling Errol, oh, you got to do this. Errol don't need to do shit. Why the fuck are y'all telling Errol to do shit? Bud Crawford needs to fight. Because let me tell you why Bud needs to fight. If Bud wants to prove he's great, he got to go and take less of the fucking money to prove he's great. This is the problem, because he got to go and prove it. Errol Spence can go and beat Danny Garcia. He can go and beat somebody else, and he can go into 154 and clean out. Nobody going to stop him. Because once Jamel Charlo moves to 160 and the other brother goes to 168, that 154, Errol is going to dig it up. He's going to take it out. What the fuck? And he can still go and produce legacy. He can become a Hall of Famer. So let's just put it this way. Terence Crawford needs Errol Spence more than Errol Spence needs Terence Crawford. We got to get this straight, everything boxing.
I like this England nigga right here, dog.
No, because A side and B side, let's finish that shit first, because the fight's not going to happen, bro. When you got Terence Crawford fans coming on my show and telling me, yo, Rapstar, we want the fight. We want the fucking fight. Well, you're not going to get the fight unless you fucking take one back step and take 35% or 40%. You're not going to get 50%. So first, we want to see Terence Crawford and his fans agree to this shit. Because when they don't agree and they think they're Michael Jordan, they're not Michael Jordan. Right now, it's Errol Spence is the top dog at 147. Then you got Manny Pacquiao with his retirement check, who got the WBA super title. And when Manny Pacquiao got that super title, that means he's still relevant. So let me tell you right now, before the fans get angry, Errol Spence is the A side. Manny Pacquiao is the A side. Terence Crawford is the fucking B side for all of them fights. Now, who wants to tell me something about that? Nobody's going to cook nothing about that. Let me tell you why. Even Keith Thurman, he got big numbers in PBC. His stupid fight with Josito Lopez, which nobody wanted to fucking see, done 2.6 million fucking views. These motherfuckers have got fucking numbers, bro. So when you want to fight against Keith Thurman, he's going to tell Terence Crawford too, I'm the fucking A side. And I know nobody wants to hear it, but this is the way boxing is, bro. It's a numbers sport. So let's finish with that. The second thing, Terence Crawford got to tell that fat motherfucker, Bob Arum, go fuck yourself. Get rid of that motherfucker. Get rid of that fat motherfucker, bro. Because that bitch ain't doing shit for you. Now, he got 10 more months left, everything boxing, on that contract. Now, let me tell you this. Stop being tight. Get yourself out of that contract and go see Al Heyman. If you really want the smoke, go see Al Heyman, because he's a fucking businessman. Tell Al Heyman, get me out of this Bob Arum contract. Yeah. He only got 10 months, everything. Boxing, that's October. He don't need to sit on the fucking side. Go tell Al Heyman, pay him a couple of million. Let's go sign this fucking 3-fight deal. Motherfuckers, this is what I want to see. I want to see a 3-fight deal with Al Heyman, Terence Crawford. Give him Ugas. Give him even Manny Pacquiao to try and get the WBA title. Then, if Terence Crawford can get Manny Pacquiao for the WBA super title, now you can come to Errol Spence. And now you can say, I'm a 50-50 dog. You see what I'm saying? But you got to go work for it at welterweight. Errol Spence ain't just going to give you 50 because he's the top dog. So now, if you can't get Manny Pacquiao, then Al Heyman got to get him one fight, Errol Spence or somebody. But nobody else can help him but Al Heyman now. So it's no point me gassing up this fight if you're going to stay with Bob Arum, because it's not going to happen. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to happen, bro. He got to get the fuck out of Bob Arum first before we get these fights cooking. How you feel about that, everything boxing?
Man, you on here cooking. You on here cooking. You know, as far as the business, you know, we've been going back and forth about that for a long time. I think at this point in time, I feel he got to get away from Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? He do got to get away from Top Rank. The thing is that Bob Arum just recently said that he has a little over a year left. He says that he has 2 fights left with Top Rank. He got 2 fights. And Bob Arum basically said, you know, he got 2 fights left. He said after that, if somebody gonna offer him more money, he's free to go. He said,
let me tell you right now, I've been watching all the welterweight division. I've been looking at the rankings and I've been looking at everyone. There's nobody for him to fight. Nobody. Errol, listen, let me tell you right now, Al Heyman has the whole welterweight top 5 division in his pocket. Top 5. Now, let me tell you why Terence Crawford can't fight top 5. Because Al Heyman owns them. It's Al Heyman's camp. The PBC have the top 5 boys. So Terence Crawford's fighting all the C- and C+ fighters, bro. He ain't getting no fighters to rank himself up in the welterweight. You see what I'm saying? When you fight Amir Khan, Benavides, Green Mean Machine, who look like a fucking MMA fighter, then you go and put Kell Brook in there. Now, but let's be honest, bro. These guys have got nothing to offer in the top 5. So when you want to be relevant and you want to be the guy of today, you're fighting guys of 2016, bro. Let's get this shit straight, bro. You're fighting guys which were fucking good at 2016. What the fuck are your Terence Crawford fans fucking doing, bro? You guys are coming blowing all that smoke. But boxing is not stupid, bro. We're hardcore fans in the game. And if you're not fighting elite guys, don't be surprised when you go in with Errol Spence and he folds you in that body shot and knocks you the fuck out. It can happen. Because let me tell you why. Errol Spence has been fighting caliber fighters. He's fighting guys which are relevant. When you keep fighting relevant guys, yeah, you become relevant. You're ready for relevance. Terence Crawford's fighting washed up motherfuckers from 2016. And I don't care if you're watching Bomac, because Bomac, you getting some money on the back end. Because you're fucking giving this hype. How the fuck Bomac telling everybody listen, Bomac, you know that's bullshit. You know you ain't getting the fights from Bob Arum. You know you're all playing Monopoly. You all are just trying to get the 4 or 5 million every time Crawford's fighting. So Crawford don't give a fuck. He's still getting 3, 4 million. We know that a fight. This whole thing's bullshit. Let me tell you and Danny Garcia. People want Danny Garcia to get stopped in the fucking ring. Are you guys crazy? No, let me cook on this one. Wait. Give me a sec.
What you on over there, Ralph Star? What you on over there, man? What you drinking?
Yo, see that Danny Garcia thing, bro? I'm going to tell you right now, bro. That Danny Garcia thing don't go good with me. Errol Spence could have took a tune-up fight. The PBC offered Errol Spence a tune-up fight. They said, look, bro, you nearly been dead. You come out of a Ferrari car crash, right? They say to the man, go take a tune-up fight like Terence Crawford's opponent. He said, nah, man, I don't want that. So let's just respect that first. You get this?
What
go ahead.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is you got to respect that Errol Spence got offered a tune-up. He didn't take the tune-up.
Right.
He could have took a C+ fighter. He could have took a fucking washed-up guy. And people still would have paid for it because Errol Spence has made a big amount of controversy around the world. So whatever, you can put him with Mean Machine, Green Machine. You can put him with the yellow man. The man will still sell, bro. The reason why Errol Spence is going to sell, he's a fan-friendly fighter all around the world. People love to watch Errol Spence. There's something about him, bro. He got the swagger. He's the man. He's the one with the numbers. So he could have took a tune-up fight. But after that accident and everything, we see his face get fucked up. Nah, man. He's sparring in there. Derek James knows he's got him in there with 170-pounders. Man, Errol's ready, bro. They would never throw Errol in straight away with Danny. Errol will beat Danny's ass. But I don't want people to say, oh, because Errol was 9-3. Errol would probably win with unanimous decision. Because you got to appreciate, Errol fights the fight to suit himself. Y'all keep forgetting this. Errol doesn't fight the fight for other people. He will fight the fight with what he wants to do in that fight. So if he's ahead in 9 rounds, he's going to probably ride the fight a unanimous decision. But let me tell you this. Nobody stopped Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia's been in with trenches. So if Errol plays with him in there, or he drops him, or he beats him, I don't care how he beats him. He got to just beat him. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Y'all want to see, I know what you're saying, everything boxing. The casual fans want to see knockouts. The casual fans want to see this. But we're hardcore fans. And Danny Garcia is a true warrior. He's not going to fold for nobody. So Errol's going to go in there and use his boxing IQ and just deal with Danny Garcia. That's what I think. That's all he needs to do. He don't need to do more or less. He just needs to go and beat this guy's ass. That's it. And when he beats him, everybody better recognize this. He don't need to chase Crawford. Crawford needs to chase him. Y'all got to recognize this, bro. Y'all are getting this shit twisted. It's not on Errol. It's on Crawford. So Crawford right now, he needs to get the fuck out of Bob Arum's contract, and then we know he's the real deal. He only got 10 months. Al Heyman supports his own brothers, bro. Al Heyman will support Terence Crawford. He's in the wrong fucking situation. Get him to Al Heyman, and then I'll start gassing up the fight. Then I'll start saying Terence Crawford's the real deal. Then I'll start saying Terence Crawford wants the real fight. But right now, Terence Crawford's playing the game with Bob Arum. We don't know what game they're playing. They could be playing us. How the fuck do I not know that they're playing us?
And let me say this, Rap Star, because I like what you said about that situation. But this is the thing, when we say we want Earl to beat Danny better than anybody ever beat him, you got to understand, American media, dog, is a motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? And like you say, hardcores know it, but American media speaks to the casuals. You see what I'm saying? So even though they casual fans, they still run with certain narratives and do shit like that. So when Earl, if he come out here and make a statement against Danny, because it's like you just said, we know Danny been out there, faced the toughest of the toughest, and like I said, his chin has already been proven and tested. So if Earl go out here and do some shit that has never been done before, especially coming off a fucking accident, you feel me? That just proven solidified what the fuck we just said.
Monty, I agree with you, but we don't survive off casual fans. A lot of people know what Danny Garcia is about. Keith Thurman one time, Danny Garcia made him into 10 times. When Keith Thurman one time couldn't do nothing one time, you should see how many shots Keith Thurman's throwing, bro. He don't budge Danny Garcia. What I'm saying is Danny Garcia is a proven guy. He knows how to survive in that ring, bro. He's a guy that you can't look great against. Does that make sense? Like Danny Garcia's made to show you.
Because
you get what I mean, right?
Yeah, the Sean Porter and the Keith Thurman fight. He came back.
Oh, he was in both of those fights, toe to toe. But let me tell you another thing, though, bro. I reckon Errol is back. Like the dog in him. You know, when I see the old Errol, I kind of lost him in a bit after the Porter fight. But when I see the interview with Brian, I don't know what's his name. Brian, what's that guy's name? The guy. Yeah. When he asked Errol, yo, what do you think about Keith Thurman? He goes, fuck Keith Thurman. That was when I knew Errol ain't playing no more. He ready for all that smoke. But when I see that, I'm like, yeah, now we're going to see him come in there and he's going to do a job. But I can't expect him. Look, I got to be honest, bro. Y'all are telling the casuals are saying, oh, we want a stoppage. Don't be surprised if Errol just goes and wins that fight to suit himself. Look, don't you think Errol needs some rounds in the bank? He knows the big fights are coming. He got to say, okay.
I got Errol by unanimous decision. I don't see him knocking Danny out.
Yeah, I see a really good performance. But let me tell you this. I think Errol might put Danny down for the first time in our lives. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think Errol might even get a count. If he does something like that as well, big respect to Errol Spence Jr. But one thing I will say, bro, Errol can get easy fights. Not easy fights. Errol can get a great time now. Al Heyman is telling Errol, maybe we'll get the Manny Pacquiao fight. We'll make you a free weight world champion. Listen to this. Now, the reason why Al Heyman can get the Manny Pacquiao fight is because Al Heyman got the big checkbook. Bob Arum's complaining about that money. So if Al Heyman pays Manny Pacquiao $25 million or whatever he wants, and Errol goes in for the WBA super title, let me just tell all the Terence Crawford fans right now before I leave, if Errol gets that fight, Errol's the top dog, and Terence Crawford's been laid out now. He can't even get in the fight because they're going to want 75% for Errol. And then Crawford's gone from 40 to 25%. So if I was Crawford and Bob Arum, I'd be chasing that Manny Pacquiao fight like God. That's everything to me right now. Because if he don't get that fight, Monty, I'm telling you now, Errol Spence is just a guy then. He's got the 3 titles. and he's going to be the top dog.
Rap star is money. Is money.
Yeah, but Errol's got the right camp.
Nah, Monty. He said my name is Monty, not Monty. You say Monty.
Oh, sorry, Money. Listen, I love that name, Money. It reminds me of money. But yo,
yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, bro, you got to appreciate what I'm saying, that Errol Spence has got a better chance to even get the Manny Pacquiao fight. And that way, Terence Crawford is going to be hitting the brick wall. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen, Terence Crawford's in a bad position, bro. Let's put this shit straight. Terence Crawford is not in a good position at all, right? And let's get another thing straight. Give me an opponent that Terence Crawford can fight right now, apart from the PBC. Tell me right now, give me an opponent, because there is none. Even if you got an opponent, I'll be appreciated because I'll be looking for one. Give me an opponent at welterweight that Terence Crawford can fight if he has to wait for 10 months. I can't find one. Mikey Garcia can come back. Mikey Garcia is the only free agent in the game right now that can fight Terence Crawford for
Bob
a good bit of
don't
money.
Pay him. Bob, like you say, Bob don't want to pay him. He don't want to pay no damn body for Bud. He feel like he lost out on Bud already.
Hey, I'm just going to say this on your show. I'm going to say this. I don't care what you guys think. Bob Arum don't give a fuck about black fighters.
Facts.
He don't give a fuck about black fighters, bro. He just don't. You can see he don't want to promote. He wants you to promote yourself. So Terence Crawford should have realized that from a long time ago before he signed with that fat motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah. When you know Bob Arum's not riding the flag for you, you should have used Bob Arum. This is where Terence Crawford's gone wrong. He should have used Bob Arum and the ESPN platform and keep pushing his weight on that ESPN and saying that what he needs to say. But he keeps quiet as well. He should use them to get his voice heard. You see where I'm coming from?
Well, that's what Bob said. Bob said that, you know, he says that Terence Crawford has all of these avenues and outlets with the biggest sports network in the world, and he says that they tell him like do this and do that and go, and he said he won't do none of it. So
like Stephen A. Smith is with ESPN, right? Max Kellerman, ESPN. Man, he should have got himself every week, every 2 weeks.
Galen and Jacoby. You got all type of different outlets you could use. So
yeah, and he should just make up false narratives. We know that Errol Spence ain't ducking nobody. We know this. Listen, but he should go on ESPN and he should say Errol's ducking me. He should talk all that shit.
This is the thing. It's Terence Crawford, you know, maybe he like cool. Maybe he cool with where he at. Because I mean, he has all of these different avenues and outlets that he could use. You know, he has countless number of shows that he can go on, but he doesn't use these avenues. And this is what Bob Arum was saying is like the reason why Floyd was so big is because he uses all these different avenues. The reason why Teofimo Lopez is his star power is growing because he uses these different avenues, and he's saying that Bud Crawford don't.
No, Bud Crawford don't use anything to his advantage. But let me tell you something else. Maybe you're right, because somebody else told me that my American guys, I got a lot of American boxing I follow, and I got different people that I'm connected with. And somebody told me, y'all are forgetting to realize this. Terence Crawford made a deal with Top Rank and whatever he's doing with ESPN. He gets 4.4 million for a fight. Yeah, I don't know how true that is. I want you guys to fact check me, all right? So when he gets 4.4 million,
4 or 5 million a fight.
Right. Let me tell you why everybody could be playing us. And I think Bomac never says nothing. He's smiling. Even if he gets Ugas, which is a top contender, or he gets another guy like that, they can only pay him the same. Let me tell you guys something. So if you think he can get more money from these other top fighters, he can't get that much more. The only big money he can get is Errol Spence. The rest of them is all the 4 or 5 million fights. So maybe he's thinking to himself, look, bro, you think about this, everything boxing. I get 4 or 5 million to fight Amir Khan, who's done already. He's finished. Let me get that. I'm going to go and get this fucking 4 or 5 million from Benavidez, who nearly come out of a fucking death and back. Let's get him as well. Let's get Kell Brook. So he's getting all this money from the C-class fighters. So you get what I'm saying? He's getting the same similar money, even if you're going with Ugas or you're going with the Sean Porter, he's going to get 1 million more. The only person he's getting real money from is Errol Spence. So are we saying that Bomac and Terence Crawford are playing the game? Because I can't see anything else. They could have come out of the contract, everything boxing before with Bob Arum, but they signed it again, right? Now they got another 11 months. So what are we gonna do? Pay Terence Crawford another 4 or 5 million for 2 washed up fighters? I mean, I've been looking at the rankings, bro. Do you know what kind of fighters you're gonna think about? Andre Berto, which is finished. Let me tell you what kind of names. Luis Collazo, which is fucking smoking weed every day. He's fucked. What kind of fighters are we gonna put in with Crawford? Think about that. You got stupid fucking names left, bro.
Yeah. Let me answer this question. Let me answer this question real fast, Key. All right, man. You say Spence don't have anyone to fight either. That's why they fighting in a circle, 4 little fights, fighting each other. Errol Spence, let me tell you, the fighters that Errol Spence's fight are all top welts from 1 to 5. The top 5 welterweights. He fight all the top. Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, even a Keith Thurman, right? Not saying he go fight Keith, but he fight now. But even when you look at a Mikey Garcia, Garcia is a fucking 4 division world champion. Let me stop. 4 division world champion. And got fucking a lot of credibility. But see, y'all the shit on Bud. Y'all the shit on Earl for fighting Mikey Garcia, but y'all the same person that want Bud to fight Mikey Garcia. Y'all the shit on Earl for fighting Danny Garcia, but that's the same person that they offer $3 million to and give Amir Khan $7 million. So come on, man. Quit playing with games, man. We know what the fuck going on, dog.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's going on. If you can pay Amir Khan $7 million, just think about this, everything boxing. You're telling me Sean Porter wouldn't take $7 million. Come on.
Exactly.
You're telling me Ugas wouldn't take $7 million. Exactly. You're telling me fucking Keith Thurman. Listen, Keith Thurman wanted $10 million. Okay, we know Keith Thurman wanted $10 million, for fuck's sake. All they needed to do is go on social media and say, yo, we give you 8. Sign this motherfucking contract. Right?
He would have took 6.
He'd have took
6 or 7.
But bro, they paid Amir Khan 7. They paid I've heard now they paid Kell Brooks something under the table. Now we don't know how true this is, but you know how London and Eddie Hearn they boiling it up right now. So what I'm saying is, bro, they're paying all this money to other C- fighters. They could have paid somebody which was good. Let's not get that. Listen, Al Heyman's not stupid, all right? You pay his fighters the right money, and you can put them on ESPN Plus. Al Heyman will let you have that as long as you pay him. You get what I mean?
Yeah. And let me say this: if they came to Danny Garcia with that $7 million, that he would have and they could have still put that on pay-per-view. Man, that shit would have done way better than Amir Khan and Bud. But when Bob Arum said these things, right? When he say, I lost money promoting Bud Crawford. The money I lost on him, I could have built a mansion in the Beverly Hills. Well, if you'd have took that money and paid the top motherfucking fighters what they deserve, because one thing Al Heyman do, he teaches fighters the business, man. I try to tell people this shit. Oh, you fans always worrying about business. Motherfucker, we not the one worried about the business. The fighters are worried about their own business, and they ain't gonna jip themselves just to put on the fight for you motherfuckers. So when you, like I say, when you come to the table with Al Heyman fighters, you better come correct, dog. You better come with the right money, and you better come with the right attitude, because Al's gonna get that money. Like I say, it's different with Al than other promoters, because Al want to see these fighters succeed at the end of the day. He set these fighters up where he showed real love. He just not using their as a hook on the stroll, make my money, and when I finish with your bitch, get out the car. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what's happening. So at the end of the day, these fighters got real, genuine love for Al Heyman, and they go listen to him. The motherfuckers mad about that shit. You see,
but there's a blueprint, money.
Yeah, Bob Arum just threw Bud under the motherfucking bus, and he noticed the #1 guy on top rank, but he put all his eggs in the basket on Lomachenko. When Terence Bud Crawford did everything Lomachenko did, Bud already did. Showed the skill set, showed the switch hitting, showed that he was a bad motherfucker like Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, things of that nature. 3-division world champion, undisputed world champion, but still he don't show Bud the same praise that he showed Lomachenko. And that's why we say he don't give a fuck about black fighters. He never gave a fuck about Bud anyway. He took a chance on Bud, bro. He took a chance on Bud, not knowing Bud was going to achieve what he achieved. He don't know how to get into it with the black community and black entertainment business. And Floyd told us that shit way, way back. So Bud should have took heed to that shit. And every fighter that's big time that left Bob Arum became even bigger, dog. So Bud should have been took heed, dog. But we hear you, Rap Star.
Real talk.
What I'm saying is Bud still doesn't have any excuses before everything starts cooking. Bud don't have any excuses. He just got to get out the contract. He got 10 months left. All right.
Well, like I said, Rap Star, Bob Arum said he got 2 fights left. However long them 2 fights take to get done, it is what it is. They talking about that they going after a Pacquiao fight next. Because he's saying that the reason is because that the overseas they had some dudes overseas, they had a site fee that they was willing to pay Pacquiao and Terence Crawford big money overseas, right? He's saying that they're gonna revisit that. If they're gonna be able to do that, I don't think so. I don't think Pacquiao wants to fight Terence Crawford or Errol Spence, for the simple fact is that they already have plans of fighting Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia said he is 100% fighting Manny Pacquiao next. So if you had any plans to fight Terence Crawford, you wouldn't already have plans with Mikey Garcia. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think he gonna fight Errol Spence or Terence Crawford. So they need to stop. Both of them, they not gonna get that fight. So they need to start running down on Pacquiao and go ahead and fight each other, because that's what everybody really want to see. And then if Errol Spence goes out here and beats Danny Garcia in spectacular fashion, Terence Crawford, he can't get no 50-50. And that's just what it is. I mean, I don't like to talk about the business of boxing and all that shit, but at the end of the day, it's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Your own promoter is on here telling you that he's not making money. He's losing money off of you. So how are you going to combat that with a 50-50 fight with Errol Spence when your own promoter already said that he ain't? You know what I'm saying? That's where Bob Arum fucked up.
Yeah, Bob Arum's a
now. Bob Arum, if Terence Crawford stays with Top Rank within the next 2 fights and try to make this Errol Spence fight, your promoter already shitted on you. So now you can't come and say that you want 50-50 because your promoter already told it on you. He already told that he lost money promoting you. So that means that your numbers are not what they're supposed to be. That means that your numbers are not what they're supposed to be. So how can you go to this man that's basically a pay-per-view star and say that you want 50-50? So what's going to have to happen for this fight to be made is pretty much what Rap Star was saying, is Errol Spence is going to get the bigger share of the pot, and Terence Crawford is going to have to, come down a little bit and say, look, fuck it. I'm still going to make more money than I am with anybody else fighting Errol Spence.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not going to get 50-50, so fuck it. I'll take 40, 35. That's cool, 40%. I think that Errol Spence, he respect Terence Crawford enough to give Terence Crawford 40%. They can make the fight if he do 60-40. Fuck it. Let's do 60-40.
Yeah. I'm gonna make another statement right now as soon as you reminded me. This fight's gonna happen because Errol wants it. And let me tell you why this fight's gonna happen, because Errol holds the key to the safe. Terence Crawford doesn't hold the key. So if Errol pushes for the fight, like Errol already said, when I deal with Danny, right, I want Manny Pacquiao. If I can't get Pacquiao, I'm going to deal with Crawford. Did you hear that interview?
Facts. Yeah.
Right. So he's going to go and try that, play that dice. If Manny Pacquiao don't want that smoke, Errol's going to say, all right, let's get Crawford in the game. He's going to tell Al Heyman, let's get Crawford, but we can't give him more than 35-40%. That's it. And Terence Crawford's got to stop. He's got to lose his ego. Because look, I don't blame Crawford too. He cleaned up 135. He cleaned up 140. But at welterweight, he ain't the man. You just got to give it straight, bro. He ain't the man at welterweight. So just
it's not just the accolades, right? Because we can go off the accolade, but when we look at the business side of business, and we see Errol Spence going on this 3rd pay-per-view in a row, and we see Errol Spence is going 300 plus on pay-per-view every time you get into that bitch. Bud only did 100 and some pay-per-views on this pay-per-views. That's what it come down to, dog. The business side of it. And we know Errol business is bigger than Bud business. And people might say, well, not by this much, but at the end of the day, he got 2 scraps, and his business is bigger than Bud business. So that's why he the ace.
Yeah, for sure. We already know that. So if Terence Crawford fans want to come on there and give that smoke, they're talking to themselves. I don't want to hear it anymore, right? But let me tell you this one now. The $5 million he's getting from these washed up fighters, Money, I think they don't want that money from Ugas and all these guys. I think they want... See, Terence Crawford, he's got to be smart now. He got to try and get in with Errol Spence, because it's going to be a rematch clause. You guys keep to forget this. There's going to be 2 fights. And there's going to be a rematch clause in that fight for Errol. You know that, right? And Terence. There's got to be a rematch, bro. So people are forgetting that's a second fight coming, no matter what way that fight goes. First. The second fight's there. So you know how much money they can boil up with them 2 fights, bro? Right? And then I think Terence Crawford's thinking, yo, man, y'all are giving me a little bit more just to fight Sean Porter or Ugas. Fuck you, man. Let me get these washed up motherfuckers who are sleeping. You know what I mean? Because you got to think about it. They're not paying him much for those other dudes. So I think I'm not saying Terence Crawford's ducking the smoke, but I'm saying Bob Arum has played enough bullshit now with Crawford to get all these C-class fighters. Who the fuck is Terence Crawford going to fight next, bro? You guys both ain't got no name. Money ain't got no name for me. Everything. Boxing ain't got no names for me. I got no names for the fans. I don't know who he can fight, bro. There is nobody. What you want, Mayweather to come at 43 and beat him up? What you want?
Well, this is the thing, right? And I'm just going off of what Bob Arum says because you really got to go off of what he say because he the promoter. He's the one that pulling the strings when it comes to Terence Crawford. As long as Terence Crawford is over there, Bob Arum is the one with the most say so. So Bob Arum is telling you what he said recently. He said, look, he said, all that shit between me and Al Heyman, he said, we have a good business relationship now. He says all of that shit that was going on in the past, that was the past. He said, me and Al Heyman, we work great together now. So with him saying that if that's the truth, right? It shouldn't be no problem with him making a Sean Porter fight or Ugas fight or a Keith Thurman fight.
Yeah, but everything boxing, they don't want to make that
relationship.
They don't want to make that fight. They're paying like 7-8 million to fucking Amir Khan and people like that.
This is the thing. What I'm saying, those fights are there. It ain't no excuse. With Top Rank, it's not no more excuses. I don't want to see Terence Crawford go fight a dude from the Top Rank side that we ain't never heard of before. You know what I'm saying? It's no more excuses because Bob Arum came out of his own mouth and he said that him and Al Heyman, they don't got beef no more. They have a great working relationship. They can talk to each other and do business now. So it should be no problem, right? It shouldn't be no problem. And he also says that, you know, with one thing I want to that Bob Arum said that I really want to let the people know. Bob Arum said that Al Heyman and himself realized that in order to make Errol Spence fight, right?
Yeah.
This is what Bob Arum is saying. He's saying in order to make a Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight, he says that both sides realize that they need ESPN platform. This is what they're saying. He's saying because ESPN Plus in the pay-per-view that ESPN has, he says with doing a joint promotion, they realize that ESPN has to be involved. So what he's saying, right, is that if Terence Crawford goes over there with PBC and there's no ESPN involved, the fight is not going to be as big as it could be if ESPN is involved, because he's saying that, okay, if Terence Crawford leaves Top Rank and then they make a fight between him and Errol Spence, he's saying that ESPN will basically have no part in it. They won't be showing it. They won't be promoting it. He says ESPN, you getting all the buyers from ESPN Plus, you get their platform, you get to promote it on their platform, and
he's gonna say that.
Fox. So he's saying that the fight is bigger with both parties involved. He's saying that he spoke to Al Heyman. Al Heyman understand that, and we both understand that, right?
Yeah, but Al Heyman saying "fuck you, you fat bastard." Al Heyman don't want to give a fuck about Bob Arum. Let me tell you why. Everything boxing. When he made the fight with Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence, that was a huge fight. Right? He made those numbers work without Bob Arum. Am I right or wrong? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Then when he made another fight with Sean Porter, he made that work. That was big money fight. Right? They don't need Bob Arum. Let me tell you why he's trying to sell to ESPN. ESPN have got over 12 million subscribers. They do. They're the big boys in the game. They do. But you can put this fight on pay-per-view anywhere and everybody will buy it. The ESPN subscribers will buy it anywhere they go because it's big enough. It doesn't mean because you're connected to ESPN. Like, I'm a subscriber to ESPN, but if a fight's coming on over here, I'm coming there. You see what I'm saying to you, bro?
Right.
Right. ESPN, Bob Arum wants them with him because he gets paid from that. Right. So if they put a joint promotion, Bob Arum can make his millions too. Right. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Al Heyman wants to keep all that money in his own purse for the fighters. He can get that pay-per-view anywhere, bro. Look, we're from around the world. We'll buy that from anywhere, bro. We don't give a fuck if you're an ESPN. Fuck, put that on the fucking beauty channel. I don't care where you want to put it. Everybody gonna buy it. These guys, let me tell you something. These guys, this is wasting time, bro. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford ain't gonna happen next year. Let's just. Why don't we just cook the facts?
Hold on, real quick. We got another motherfucker coming up in here talking about that. Ironey Barnes, he coming up in here talking about PBC is avoiding a Terence Crawford fight. Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Since you saying that PBC is avoiding the Terence Crawford fight, let me go ahead and prove you wrong right now. Give me 1 second. You know what I'm saying? Because if you still running with this shit, hold on. Here's Terence Crawford himself.
You have the ability right now to call out whoever you want to fight next. Who do you want the most? You have the ability right now to call out whoever you want to fight next. Who do you want the most?
So what did that say? What did he say?
You have the ability right now to.
What did Terence Crawford say when he was asked who he wants to fight next? He said Manny Pacquiao. The last time I checked, the last time I checked, Manny Pacquiao was a PBC fighter. Am I telling the truth or am I telling the truth?
Yeah, there you go.
Manny Pacquiao is a PBC fighter. Terence Crawford said right there that he wants to fight Manny Pacquiao. So how is PBC avoiding a Terence Crawford fight?
No, they're not avoiding shit, bro. Y'all should have paid fucking Ugas $7 million or $6 million, bro. He would have come out of his cradle to fucking fight there, bro.
How is Terence Crawford telling you who he wants to fight next, but y'all steady on here saying that PBC and Errol Spence are avoiding Terence Crawford fight? Make sense to me.
I'm gonna say this, man. Errol Ben came into the game with a blueprint, right? When Errol stepped on the scene, dog, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman was the motherfucker he was hunting down. He was doing everything he had to do to hunt them boys down, right? Now he's fighting these boys. He's getting these boys, you feel me? And he hunting their ass down, and he not Keith Thurman out the way and add Bud Crawford on the list. You see what I'm saying? So when y'all keep talking about this PBC fault, you always heard Earl say, I'm going to fight Bud Crawford. You never heard him shy away from that fight. You never heard him say no bullshit. But when he keep it real with y'all and tell y'all, okay, I'm going to fight these fighters first, you motherfuckers get tight in the ass. When he telling y'all, and let me correct this for you motherfuckers who out there, when he say he was taking the easy route, and you motherfuckers want to say, oh, he talking about he taking the easy route. Just because he's saying he take the easy route, he talking about for his promotion and television networks, not the fighters. Because Sean Porter is damn sure ain't no easy fight, and Danny Garcia ain't no easy fucking fight. Mikey Garcia was a hell of a fighter. We didn't know Earl was gonna whoop his ass that easy. So when you're looking at the guys that Earl's facing, he facing a fight that was on the pound for pound list. He fought a fucking champion and motherfucking Sean Porter. You know what I mean? We ain't really forget about Lamar Peterson, but I'm gonna leave that alone. He fought a champion in Sean Porter. Now he fight a former 2 division world champion and a former champion at 147 and one of the top 5 welterweights in Danny Garcia. So when you look at the situation, dog, and all 3 on fucking pay-per-view, you see what I'm saying? So man, y'all better understand what y'all talking about, man. When y'all
let me just put it this way. Errol Spence won every fucking round in Mikey Garcia fight, every fucking round, bro. And let me tell you this as well. Mikey Garcia beat people like Adrian Broner and all these guys before he went in there, yeah? So it's not like Mikey Garcia wasn't proven. And let me tell you another thing, bro. The way Errol Spence dealt with him is like how my guy, what's his name, won every round right now with Gamboa. What's his name? Haney. See how he won every round with Gamboa? Right? Errol Spence won every round with Mikey Garcia. And Mikey Garcia, he can go in there with 147 killers right now. You cannot win every round with him. I'll guarantee you that right now. Right now. You put Mikey Garcia in there with other people, he's going to put a good account of himself. Facts. You know what I mean? You see how he dropped Jesse Vargas. We know Jesse Vargas is still in the top. He's in the top 6. Jesse Vargas is a top 6 fighter, bro. And even if you gave Jesse Vargas to Terence Crawford, that would be his best opponent right now.
I wouldn't go that far, Rap Star. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Look, Kell Brook is gone. Jesse Vargas would beat Kell Brook, bro. Are you saying Benavidez?
Because we can't forget that Manny Pacquiao. We can't forget that Manny Pacquiao damn near shut out Jesse Vargas. If he didn't shut him out, Manny Pacquiao damn near won every round against Jesse Vargas, and there was a younger Jesse Vargas, and you know what I'm saying, we gonna keep it 100 here. And Timothy Bradley,
Jesse Vargas would be
Timothy Bradley had basically beat Jesse Vargas every single round until Jesse Vargas caught him in that last round.
Yeah,
so I'm not gonna say that Jesse Vargas is a top 6 welterweight. I ain't gonna go that.
But at the time he was top 6, bro. At the time when he fought him, he was top 6.
He just fought. He just fought Mikey Garcia not too long ago.
Yeah, he was top 6 when Mikey fought him.
Nah, I wouldn't say all of that.
I'll guarantee you in one of the sanctioning bodies, Mikey Garcia was guaranteed top 6 and top 10 in another one.
Oh, I thought you said Jesse Vargas was top 6.
Yeah, Jesse Vargas was with one of the sanctioning bodies. He was in the top 6.
Well, I'm saying we know that Jesse Vargas ain't no top 6 welterweight. We know that.
Yeah, but you gotta go give it this, man. Even if Jesse Vargas was in Terence Crawford's resume, that would still be better than some of the fighters he's fought, bro. Facts. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying, right?
I hear what you're saying. I mean,
that guy still went in with other guys, so that was a guy with a good name. I mean, Jesse Vargas is not a name for the PBC guys, but he's still a name for the Crawford. You see what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, I mean, Jesse Vargas, I mean, whatever, you know, Jesse Vargas to me, he ain't, but see, the thing is to me, Jesse Vargas gave Mikey Garcia a tooth and nails fight. Mikey Garcia didn't beat Jesse Vargas that easy at all, to me.
I mean, okay, if you don't want to give Mikey that much credit for that win, all right, cool.
For what win?
For the win against Jesse Vargas.
Oh, he beat him, but he didn't look too. I don't know. That fight, he didn't look too good to me. Real talk.
He dropped Jesse Vargas as well, though, didn't he? Mikey Garcia dropped him.
Yeah, Mikey Garcia hurt him several times in that fight.
So what I'm saying is, Mikey Garcia is still a good fighter at 147. He might not.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Mikey Garcia is still a good fighter at 147. He's not
for Errol Spence to go out there and beat Mikey Garcia every single round. That says something.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to, bro. For sure. Yeah, but I get what you're saying. People are sick of that guy, Jesse Vargas. He ain't nothing special anymore. But you know what he is? He's a gatekeeper. You know what a gatekeeper is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jesse Vargas is a good gatekeeper for Terence Crawford. Right. Like if Terence Crawford went and smoked Jesse Vargas, that's a good gatekeeper. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to say, bro. It's names like that people are not interested in, but those are still the names. Okay, how about, are you going to be upset if Terence Crawford fights Jesse Vargas next?
Yeah, I would be.
Well, this is the kind of fighters that are left for him.
I would be I'll be highly upset. I don't want to see him fight no Jesse Vargas.
I think that's the fight you're going to see next.
If Terence Crawford don't fight Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Ugas next, either one of them. And I'm not gonna name none of them young them young up and coming hungry lions.
Virgil Ortiz and Jared Boone.
Those fights ain't gonna happen. If you don't fight either one of them, I'm gonna be pissed off. I think he's gonna be pissed off. I'm not finna sit up here and act like that Terence Crawford don't want the best fights. You know, I don't know. I think he do. I think he a competitor, but he just needs to voice it more. He needs to let it be known. He needs to start really going after these niggas in a certain type of different way. You know, running them down, just like Errol Spence was running down on Sean Porter and Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia when he was out there hungry. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford needs to do the same thing. Terence Crawford needs to show up to some of these PBC fights when these PBC stars are fighting each other. He needs to show up to some of these fights. Yeah. Hop in the ring. Let them know you want it. Don't just sit over there quiet. Let them know that you really want to smoke. Show up to these fights. He's not even showing up to these PBC fights.
So I want you to answer this question right now. If he gets Jesse Vargas, Luis Collazo, Andre Berto, because I'm looking at all the rankings, right? If he gets one of them, then is he chasing those fights, bro? Is he chasing those fights?
We don't want to even. I don't even want to hear about that shit.
Yeah, I know, but if he gets one of those, is he going to be chasing those fights? Are you saying he's chasing those fights if he gets those?
I'm saying what he need to do. I mean, everybody knows what the best fight in the world is. Basically, at this point, you know, make the fight. They need to. These promoters need to get together and make the fight. Fuck all that other bullshit. Fuck Ivan Redcatch and a Bean Machine and all of them. Fuck all of that. Make the fight. If it ain't Manny Pacquiao or Sean Porter, the next fight that or Keith Thurman, like I said, or even Ugas, they need to make the fight. It ain't no more excuses. You dig what I'm saying? Sean Porter is calling Terence Crawford out now. He's saying that he's seen enough to know that he can beat him. You know, it's smoke. It's smoke. They got to go over there and get that PBC smoke. Money.
Yeah.
What you
you're right.
We get up out of here, dog.
Say that again, Key.
I said, what's your, you know what I'm saying? What's your last thoughts before we get up out of here?
Man, last thoughts is this, dog. I believe the fight gonna happen next. I know Rap Star said it ain't gonna happen next year. Just my belief. I believe something gonna happen next year where this fight gonna get made, dog. Because Spence ain't got shit but 3 more fights left. You know what I mean? I'll take him for his word. If the Manny Pacquiao fight don't occur, if Bud Crawford don't get Manny Pacquiao, something gonna give for both of these motherfuckers, and they gonna come together. They gonna figure it out. But it's like Rap Star said, like you said, like I said. You got to play ball with Errol Spence now. It's not no 50-50 fight. Business tell you that. You understand me? Business tell you that. But at the end of the day, man, salute the both of them. Keep doing their thing. You know, the fight, you know, keep talking about it. It's going to happen, you know. But shout out to everybody that came through rocking with us, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to everything, boss. Make sure y'all subscribe to me at Monnie Brown TV. Follow me on Instagram at Monnie_the writer. You feel me? We do good ass work over there, man. Rap Star came through, shut this bitch down, man. Much appreciated, Rap Star. You know, y'all continue to watch, man. Key, we got something big for y'all in the future, man. It ain't even in the future. It's coming soon. So y'all just stay tuned, man. It's going to be a little special situation. You feel me? But like I said, make sure y'all follow me on Monnie Brown TV and follow me at Monnie_the writer. You know, and we'll be back. Y'all know how I get down, man. Thick dogs.
Let me address some shit. See, this is the reason. See, motherfuckers like this is the reason, because he been putting shit in the comments the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I've been reading them here and there, right? This is the reason. This is the fucking reason why when, you know what I'm saying, when we have to speak on Terence Crawford and it seems like we hating, but we got to go hard because motherfuckers like this. Now, let me read this comment. He says, Crawford is pound for pound #1 in the world. He says, Spence is not. He says, you bros won't. He says, you bros won't not be talking about Spence if there was not Crawford. That's the reason for the combo. Bullshit. First of all, that's some bullshit. Every time you hear Terence Crawford's name, you hear Spence's name right behind it. It ain't the same on the other end. So don't come in here because you've been saying a lot of shit the whole time, right? You've been talking all that shit the whole time. The shit you're talking is bullshit. Errol Spence is a much bigger name than Terence Crawford. The numbers don't lie. I like both of them. I fuck with both of them. But don't come up in here lying because talking about, if it wasn't for Terence Crawford, we wouldn't be talking about Spence's name. That's a lie, and it's the other way around.
And let me say this.
Around.
Errol Spence began talking about it ever since he came out in 2012, homeboy. Check your archives, check the facts. You feel me? Coming out, he had all the hype around him, dog. Of knocking out Adrian Brown on his feet, giving Floyd Mayweather his black eye. He the truth coming in fit to run all these boys out the welterweight division. His peers praised him before he even stepped the fucking feet in a professional boxing ring. So, man, listen, I'm not worrying about what you dudes saying, dog. Y'all just running y'all mouth. Like I said, we ride for Terence Crawford over this way.
Sure.
We rock for Terence Crawford over this way. Just because we think he not going to beat Errol Spence, don't mean we don't fuck with Crawford, dog. That's our opinion. That's how we feel. We not just talking from a biased standpoint. We come to your ass with straight facts. Y'all the ones in y'all feelings, dog, and can't get out y'all feelings because y'all ass don't want to accept the truth. You feel me? The truth hurts, dog, and Errol Spence is the truth for a reason. But the truth hurts. You feel me? Numbers don't lie. The business don't lie. Yes, Bud Crawford is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. You haven't seen none of us dispute that. Not one time. Not one time. But Errol Spence is the #1 welterweight fighter. And if you Negroes out y'all mind if y'all say that he's not the #1 welterweight fighter. So at the end of the day, man, y'all can say what y'all want to say. We know what's going down over here. We do this shit every day, all motherfucking day. So go ahead with the bullshit.
And let me, Rap Star, let me get your closing words, you know?
Yeah, man. Hey, yo, listen, thanks for having me on here. For my subscribers and my viewers, everything boxing, subscribe, notification, you know what I mean? Press the like button, bro. But, yo, Money just covered everything, bro. You know what I mean? He covered what I was gonna say, but I'm just gonna make it real, bro. If this guy doesn't move out of Bob Arum, I don't think I can see the fight next year. I just want to keep it real, bro. He got to get out of Bob Arum, and once he do that, I'm ready for the great fights. I will say myself, because I'm a Bud fan. I'm a Bud Crawford fan. I'll be hyping up the fight and putting thumbnails on my channel, knowing the man's taking the right direction. But until then, it's all gas, and I'm gonna leave it like that.
Yes, sir. Man, my man Kwame East, lower to the game boxing talk in the building, man. You came in late.
Man,
I'm ending the show now.
That sucks, man. You know, I work, man. I just got off, man. I was tuned into the show, making my calls, man. It was tough. And homeboy over here, I don't know if he with the UK accent, he got me fired up because he was spitting that real. I was like, you gotta tag me in on this one.
Yeah.
Hey, subscribe to Rap Star Boxing Knowledge, bro.
Exactly.
Everybody get that free smoke over here too one soon.
Everybody go subscribe to Rap Star Boxing Knowledge. All right. Y'all already heard the man. He came in here and shut shit down. Y'all heard him cooking. Everybody go subscribe to this man, Rap Star.
Thank you, brother. And Money, I need you to subscribe because I've already got everything boxing. But Money, you're a brother from America. I need your smoke.
I just subscribed, bro. I got you.
All right, bro. And the other brother as well. Listen, I'm going to love you and leave you guys. Peace out. I'm going to catch you guys later. Everything boxing. I'm going to send you my email. So next time you can email me the link and I can bring all my London smoke.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, bro.
All right. All right.
Send it now. Send it now to you.
All right. Yeah, Kwame, man, I know you just came in real quick before we shut it down. You know, I know you had something that you want to speak on.
No, pretty much, man. Y'all guys covered it, man. You know, as I said before, the issue for me never has been Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford has always done everything he's needed to do inside and outside the ring, 365 days a year. It's just tough a lot of the times to put him in his rightful place based on the matchups that he's always in. And I say this all the time. We can't blame the fighters because the fighters are not the matchmakers. The fighters' job is to get into the ring and fight. The fighter's job is to get in there and to perform and to be ready at all times. And I called this earlier with the Kell Brook fight. I respected all opinions because I heard your opinion on it, and it was valid because, you know, just like with Spence fighting on the 5th, like, we don't know exactly what's going to happen until it actually happens. We can only speculate on what we think or what we feel. But with the Triple G fight, right? And I go over this all the time. People say, all right, you know, you a Spence fan, you just trying to give Errol all the credit for that fight. But if I post the highlights of that fight with Brook and Triple G, with Kell Brook in that fight never went down. As soon as he started to take some like punishment when it looked like he was in a place where he wasn't going to be able to start defending himself, they threw the towel in. And they had planned on throwing the towel in to save him as a fighter because they knew that was a huge risk to go up there and fight a monster like Triple G. They wasn't going to just waste his career on that. Now, I'm not stating that he didn't take damage because if he got an orbital bone broken in that fight, of course, you took damage in that fight. However, kind of like, and I say this with, you look at Lamont Peterson, for example, right? Lamont Peterson goes in there and he gets knocked out by Lucas Matisse, right? And he's able to come back and have good fights, win another world championship. But then after he takes a long, sustained beating like he did with Errol Spence, he's no good. When you take a look at what Kell Brook went through, they never threw in a towel for Kell Brook because that was a fight they wanted him to win, and they allowed him to go out on his shield. He is the one who quit in that fight. And when you take a beating like that, because he took a beating, I don't care what anyone says about Triple G broke his eye socket. Errol broke his eye socket. He broke the other one, number one. And number two, that guy took punishment in that fight. He took punishment. And like they do with most fighters, when they go through something like that, they're going to put them into matchups that are favorable for them to get their confidence back as a fighter, because you never know what kind of real damage has happened to that fighter, but you're going to put them in matchups like that. You look at what happened to Manny Pacquiao when he was knocked out by Marquez. They put him in there in matchups with people who were not big punchers. That's what they do. But when you go into the ring with a Terence Bud Crawford, you got to be your whole self. You can't be a shell of yourself. You can't be 90% of yourself, 95% of yourself, or 80% of yourself, because this guy's a straight animal and he trains like a madman. And he got skills. And what really shocked me about that fight was the fact that Kell Brook was able to have the success he started to have earlier, but you hit a key thing on the nose that I saw immediately. I just didn't know how to verbalize it. Was when they squared up, he looked a little timid. He was trying to get his timing, but this wasn't the Kell Brook that was coming forward and stuff like that. That guy wasn't there, but he started to connect with his jab, and I guess he stayed doing that, and he got comfortable. And then as soon as Crawford decided to go southpaw, which took the jab away, I saw immediately he had problems. It was immediate that he had problems. So the fact that Terence Crawford was able to time him the way he timed him, we have to give him all the respect in the world for his skill to be able to do that. However, that is not and I may be wrong. This is just my opinion. That is not a punch that's going to do that to a Sean Porter. That is not a punch that's going to do that to an Errol Spence. That is not a punch that's even going to do that to a Keith Thurman or a Danny Garcia with a granite chin. That is not a punch that's going to do that to them. It may stun them, but it's not going to knock them from the middle of the ring to almost outside of the ring like that. It's not, and that's basically what it did. It's basically what happened with that punch. So listen, when you sign up for boxing and you decide that you're going to go in the ring and you sign the contract and you've been cleared by doctors, that's on you. That's on you. So we can't take anything away from that. What really was the thing that got me kind of disturbed after that happened was all the comparisons of what he was going to do to Spence because of that. Because, all right, after this, I remember the first time Kell Brook and Errol Spence met up at a fight. After their fight, Kell Brook said to him, "Fight me at 154. Let's go to Sheffield." And Errol was like, "What would I do that for?" He said, "Get a belt and I'll step on you again. I'll crush you again." I remember that interview. So if you look back that was at least 3 years ago. Let's just say it was 2.5 years ago to be generous. If this guy was asking to fight at 154 back then, and now all of a sudden 3.5 years later, he has to go back down to 147. And another thing that a lot of people didn't realize with the weigh-in, because when you look at Kell Brook's physique, it looked incredible. But this is COVID. They had masks over their face. You see drainage a lot of times in people's face. And once the mask came off his face looked pretty sucked in. And that's supposed to happen. Because if you ain't made that weight in almost 4 years, you feel me? That's 7 pounds. That's not 7 ounces, bro. That's an additional 7 whole pounds that you have to lose. So, listen, kudos for Bud doing what he was supposed to do in that fight. I look at some things in that fight and I say, wow, I didn't expect that, because from an orthodox standpoint, I never would have imagined to see Bud Crawford getting outboxed, and he was getting outboxed by Kell Brook when he was orthodox. I mean, his eye was starting to swell and shut. It was starting, and this was early. We're early in the fight. The fight only went 4 rounds. So I always notice when we see the best Terence Bud Crawford, we see that as a southpaw. We see it as a southpaw. The shot that normally hurts people and gets people out of there or starts to get them in trouble with Terence Bud Crawford is when he throws his check hook stepping backwards for the southpaw with his right hand, or when he catches you with just a hook with that right hand in the southpaw stance. So I think you can't really take much away from that performance when you compare it to Errol Spence, because Errol Spence is a natural southpaw. Southpaws, as you know, because you boxed before, all they do is fight orthodox fighters. You know what I mean? The majority of people are orthodox, so they're used to that. And then when he switches, that is what Errol's natural stance is as well. But what is really crafty about Terence Bud Crawford is that people have to watch film, is that he has different styles from each side, but it's the same style from each stance. He pulls the same weapons from each stance. So you have to know exactly what he does from both sides and be ready to counteract that. And one of the things that a lot of people overlook when it comes to Errol Spence as a fighter is his coach's ability to game plan for things. I honestly feel like I don't know if who's the better trainer in terms of putting people through workouts and trainings and things like that. But when it comes to game planning and strategy, my personal opinion is Derrick James is, if not the best, one of the best in the game when it comes to game planning for specific opponents, because people look at Errol Spence's style and think he fights the same way all the time. He did not fight Mikey the same way he fought Lamont Peterson. He did not fight Lamont Peterson the same way he fought Kell Brook. Okay? He did not fight Sean Porter the same way he fought either of those guys or Chris Algieri. But because of his style and his fundamentals, it looks the same to people who don't really watch what's happening. They're just being entertained. Right. They don't really watch and see what's happening. So I'm going to have to agree with ESPN, because I didn't agree with it at first because I didn't think it made sense for one person to be the top pound-for-pound fighter in the world and then him for not to be the top welterweight in the division, because it kind of didn't make sense. But after seeing this performance, I'm going to have to agree with that stance. I'm going to have to call Terence Bud Crawford the top pound-for-pound fighter in the world, but he has not fought a top 5 ranked welterweight yet. Mean Machine was not one. Kell Brook was not a ranked welterweight, a top ranked welterweight. None of these guys he fought has been a top ranked welterweight. Maybe Jeff Horn because of Manny Pacquiao, they threw him up there or whatever, all that controversy was, but at the end of the day, in the welterweight division, he has not fought anyone that's a true dog or a true animal. And I've always said this going into a fight with Spence and Crawford is that the edge that Errol Spence is going to have over Terence Crawford is the competition he has faced leading up into that fight, because to me, that is going to be the edge he's going to have, because that is going to be the one time that Terence Crawford is going to be in a fight with someone who is actually worthy to be in the ring with him, that's going to push him like he hasn't been pushed before, and we're going to see how he handles it. And I'm not saying, and these guys are both dogs. No guy is scared of no one else. That's just all rhetoric. No one's scared of no one else. I've been around Errol Spence before. I've seen him outside of the ring and how he's handled himself outside of the ring, and I was pretty shocked. He's comfortable with confrontation. He's very comfortable in that environment. I'm not just talking in the ring. He's that type of situation. He's comfortable with that. So
both of them like that.
Yeah, I think they come from the same cloth, dog.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see that mutual respect when they met up at the Hooker fight, and they were in front of each other. There was a mutual respect, because 93% of communication is body language, and you can see it. Both of those guys were very comfortable around each other. So kudos to Crawford for doing what he did this weekend.
But when you say you agree with ESPN, you say he's the number one pound fighter. But what you say about the welterweight division? Because Earl the number one welterweight.
That's what I said. When I said I agree with ESPN, because ESPN had a poll where they said they had Crawford as the top pound for pound fighter, but Spence as the top welterweight. And to me, it didn't make sense at first. I'm like, all right, he top pound for pound, he should be there. But I see in that division, Earl has 2 belts, and he has fought the better fighters. And he has bought even if people want to give him so much guff for fighting Mikey Garcia or whatever, right? Which was a great business decision to launch a pay-per-view fight for each fighter and doing it in Cowboy Stadium in Texas. It was just a great business decision, which a lot of people have to understand. That is the aspect of Terence Bud Crawford that he has been robbed of his last 5 to 6 years as a boxer. That aspect, because if he had been put in the same type of situation or had been handled the same way Errol Spence has been handled, been put in the right matchups, in the right situations, then he'd be a lot bigger. Bob couldn't say that he's losing money on Terence Crawford, because the reason that he's losing money on Terence Crawford is because, like the UK guy said, is he does not know how to promote black fighters. He just doesn't know how to. He doesn't know how to do it. And if Errol Spence and Terence Crawford demeanors are very similar. Is Errol Spence, does he do a whole lot of talking? No. Does Terence Crawford do a whole lot of talking? No. Is he always on? Are either one of them always on social media? No. Okay. So why is one guy way more marketable than the other guy? It's because one guy went with made a business decision that made more sense for him, and one guy went with the cash that was put in front of him first. And Errol Spence has said this in an interview before, saying it almost happened to him. He was given they were offering him a huge signing bonus when he was becoming a professional, and his dad said, you could take that money, but Al Heyman is going to be better for your career going forward. And lo and behold, we look at what Al Heyman has been able to do for Errol Spence. Whether people say he's fought smaller guys or he's done this or he's done that, at the end of the day, when Crawford and Spence wrap it up and retire, they can't live off of fans' opinions. They got to live off of what they've earned in the ring. They can't feed their kids with fans' opinions. They can only feed their kids with dollars and cents. And there's no reason for, you have to look at the long game sometimes, because when you're looking at the long game, sometimes if you take the money up front, okay, yeah, you may take the money up front. And I remember when this deal was signed, Bomac came out, and what did he say? He came out immediately and said, Spence is living check to check. We got this money up front, and it's guaranteed money. But what good is it if you can't find an opponent? You're not on a salary. You get paid per fight. And then your promoter is bitter because you signed this contract, but now the fights don't yield what they're actually paying you, so they don't even want to work hard for you to make matchups no more. Right? So sometimes you have to invest in yourself and bet in yourself and make the best decisions for yourself.
That's real talk, man. That's real talk, man. Kwame, let them know where they can find you at before we get up out of here.
Most people know y'all can find me at Loyal to the Game Boxing Talk on Facebook, and also my YouTube channel, Loyal to the Game Boxing Talk. Also, I'm getting ready to launch that very soon, most likely this weekend. Again, I've done shows with you early when you first started, man. I just want to tell you, Keon, listen, man, I'm so proud of where you started and where you at right now. And also Monnie. I mean, Monnie just consistent. Like he gonna get in where he fit in. And I tuned into some of Monnie's videos last night, and his delivery is just on point, man. So shout out to the panel, man. I appreciate y'all both.
Appreciate you, bro.
For sure. And y'all already know, man. Everybody go to Loyal to the Game Boxing Talk on Facebook, man. One of the best groups, if not the best group out there, man. Yeah. Y'all already know where to find Monnie Brown TV. Before you leave up out of here, make sure that you hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to Everything Boxing and Sports on YouTube, make sure that you go subscribe to the channel. And yeah, we back in here tomorrow. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And I appreciate everybody on the panel, man. We out. Y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. I don't watch reality TV. I watch boxing. Hit that like button.